Beautiful. Roll call.
Kaya.
Ryan.
Mikey.
Kyle.
And Steven. Welcome back, everybody, to episode motherfucking 40. We've made it 40 whole episodes. Well done, guys. With only one death underneath the belt. In our last adventure on our Elemental Evils campaign, the Mole Master campaign, the Odd Jobs, Part 6 of Mayhem in the Earthspur Mountains, the party dealt with an ambush of the natural inhabitants of the Earthspur Mountains, the Yetis, triggering an avalanche as our party crossed a precarious wooden bridge. The Yetis descended upon our party with a good roll from Jasper to not be swept off the side of a mountain and get free of the Snowden avalanche. The party with the good use of a bit of magic, a bit of strength, and some very well-placed rolls made rather quick work of the Yetis before ascending further into the peaks of the mountains. After traveling for a while's a ways, the party came to kind of a bottlenecked point, a valley, so to speak, in this mountain range, where they were descended upon by the massive herd of these Yetis. As they closed in on the party from both sides, a glowing-eyed creature emerged, ridden by a female dwarf in heavy armor, a basilisk, as the party rolled to find out. Seemed to scare off and intimidate a number of the Yetis. The party watched as one Yeti fell victim to the basilisk's gaze and turned completely to stone upon the sides of the mountain. Jove, after some prompting, produced the letter from Boone Ludwig Khazar, and the party was granted refuge and an audience with Iorn Ludwig Khazar, the dying king of the Stone Dwarves. There, the party returned the letter, saw it move the dying king, who seemed to be fusing and almost molding into the very stone as his life continued to slip away. The king beseeched the party to enter back into the Falling Stone mines to defeat this great evil that had climbed out from the depths, who had attacked not only his people, but the miners currently excavating the Falling Stone mine from Mole Master, with the promise of not only the thanks of the Ludwig Khazar people, but the Dying King's very own sword, and the story that comes with it, that Freddy the Bard, using Detect Magic, noticed radiated necromancy through the blade. The party had a night of rest amongst the heavily wounded Ludwig Khazar clan. Jove having a strange dream of watching the draconic fury of a long-lost battle across the Moonsea, seeing his own eyes reflected in this draconic spirit, finding himself merging with this new conscious, this new identity, as Aquila and Jove's bond grows ever stronger, their identities blurring further and further. In the morning, the party gathered up their gear, regained their winter clothes. Rornak spent some time consulting his augury box and getting some assurances from his god Ilmater. The party made their way to the Falling Stone mines, finding that the winch house storeroom and the stables seemed to be devoid of any activity. Searching around, the party reactivated the water wheel, providing power back to the winch house and the elevator heading down into the mine. Discovered the stables abandoned with tons of iron ingots ready to be shipped back to Mole Master. And then finally checking a storehouse, discovered Lupe Berrypip, the daughter of one of the halfling miners of the Falling Star Mountain or mines.
Was Barry.
And concluding and confirming her last name is indeed Berrypip, first name Lupe. Any sort of modern day rapper jokes aside, Jove learn from Lupe that the majority of the miners had been captured and pulled into the mountain, some of them being turned to stone, their broken body parts and appendages littering kind of the entrances into the mine. Learning this and promising to go look for the halfling father. What is his name? Ombul, Ombul, Ombul Berry Pip, and to investigate the mines further. Lupe Berry Pip is currently hiding inside of a locker inside the storehouse. The party made their way into the mines, getting into a pair of mine carts to ride their way down into the mines, choosing to avoid using the winch house, the elevator, which is still docked at the top, and choosing to forego the perilous west stairs, a physical set of stairs descending down into the mines. As the party rode into the darkness of the falling stone mines, a large bellowing noise erupted behind them as a land shark, also known as a bullet, began to pursue the party. As they hurtled down into the darkness of the falling stone mines, the bullet pursued, at one point crashing into the carts, dealing a massive amount of damage to the carts themselves. On the brink of tipping over, the bullet made one last final deadly leap at the party, who would have surely derailed at this point. But with a number of held actions and a devastating critical from Jasper, the bullet was slain, allowing the party to, for the moment, safely descend into the Falling Star Mine. We return to the party as you round a corner, entering finally a seemingly well-lit area of the mines. No longer is it a singular lantern shining out from the darkness, but a facility where the carts themselves find their stop. You can see that there are work tables laden with broken ore and are spaced around this chamber. Minecart tracks sweep from north to south, and a clanking procession of ore barrels crosses the chamber on a ceiling chain. You see to your west, there is a large archway that opens into the foundry, while to the east is a heavy wooden door labeled Overseer. You are at the dressing mill, the area where the carts come to a stop. Numerous bits of broken ore getting ready to be processed and hauled back up into other parts of the foundry are here. You can feel, even from this area towards the west, you can feel the heat, like a long exhale, a never-ending, and the sounds of what Jove you would probably be most familiar with, the sounds of smelting in the background. Everybody go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Passive 17.
Passive 12.
Passive 12.
Passive 12, passive 17, 18.
I have the highest perception in the party. What?
Whoa, that's a first.
That's the first and only once.
Yeah.
First and last.
My 12s, you take in the scene and kind of notice the two kind of exits, one leading towards the overseers, one leading out into the foundry. You would also notice that towards the south of the room, there appears to be a mining tunnel, and you can ever so faintly hear the sounds of mining pickaxes being driven into the earth. My 17 and 18. 17, Jove, you would notice leading out into the foundry. 4 large, vaguely humanoid creatures are leading a team of what appears to be 8 normal-sized humanoids, ranging from humans to dwarves, all chained together into the foundry. These creatures are at that kind of like large, medium, if like small, large, like a large, a large kind of size, that like 8 to 9 foot range. They have these exaggerated stone masks that seem to be grafted onto the top part of their face, while these large, blocky underjaws almost pull forward if somebody has like yanked their entire jaw forward 6 inches. But the most striking feature is large, earthen stone wings that seem to be almost hastily stitched into their backs. They stretch and creak, almost at the point of tearing. Jasper, with your 18, you notice this. However, you noticed over by the overseer's office, standing motionless, almost blending into the stone, 2 crystalline-looking humanoids. Their bodies seemingly growing the very armor that fleshes them. A familiar sight to you. You recognize these as Black Earth Guards, the strange animated servants of the cult of the Black Earth. You would remember most accurately the one that nearly killed Jove when you went after Adara Moonfist.
Yeah.
And you see them standing motionless, kind of like eye to eye to each other, just on each side of the overseer's office, standing guard. They don't seem to have reacted to your presence. They're probably a good, from where you guys get off of the carts, those ones count as it. They're probably a solid 40 or so feet away.
She'll quietly like tap on Joe's shoulder and point over to where they're blending in.
And he'll say in real hushed tones, if memory serves from studying that map, I think that's where the overseer's office is. So we got payday behind them doors.
Do you think wasn't there like one of them guardians nearby? Maybe we should grab that first. It was said there was a time crunch on that, right? And it might help us fight all this shit.
And Jove, who had spent that time studying the map, you see him kind of close his eyes and rub his temple for a second, and says, "Yeah, there's one of them stone guardians west across the foundry. I think there's a second one towards, I should say, on the other side of them doors for where the overseer's office is.
Jove, I would say, if you would like, you can have the rough drawn map.
Oh, totally, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. They have enough parchment and such to have given you that kind of map. Not really good for sizes, but the handout that we have will say that the party has complete access to.
And I'm guessing I'm looking at the picture of the drawn map right now. So all the stars, Whirl, Igel, Foido, for Whirl, for instance, there's that like long line that's connecting to the foundry. Is that like pointing to the west end of the foundry, or is that implying that there's like a road or like a path west of the foundry?
That was implying that there's a path west of the foundry.
Gotcha. And yeah, he'll break out the map and show it to Jasper and say, I think you're right. There's definitely a time crunch here. If we if we bank west and get Whirl first, we can cut back cross east through the foundry, go to the overseer's office, find that path south, hit Igel, get into the chamber of fallen stones. Hopefully shit hasn't popped off too hard by then, but if we really need to, we can run south and get Floydo, and by then we'll have all three going. That way
My
we don't.
concern is that since we saw some of them heading into the foundry right now, that if we engage with them before we've gotten any of the Guardians, we might be playing on the back foot. But if we just went and scooped up Igel now, and then did the office, and then cut through the foundry to get Whirl, I don't know, that seems more appealing to me. It gives us the most time to work with. Which isn't to say we don't just run into somebody on the way to Igel, but that's more what I was thinking.
I think you're definitely right. Crossing the foundry is probably going to be where the majority of well, that takes a lot of people power to be doing stuff. So if they've got people in bonds, that's likely where they're going to be. So yeah, I guess. And DM, if I'm reading this map right,
Yes.
so there's kind of like foundry, and then there's like a square, and then it says the office is like another square, one further east. So are we in that middle square then?
You are indeed in that middle square.
Gotcha. Okay, that is very helpful. Okay, then with that in mind, he'll turn to Jasper and say, "Yeah, I think there's something to that. We definitely should hit Igel first, and then see exactly what this defense system is doing, and maybe take advantage of that chaos."
Any objections, Freddy, Rory?
Nope.
No, none that I can think of.
And real quick, everybody repeat after me. And Jove is gonna like painstakingly, properly pronounce Igel in the dwarven tongue as best as he can, for the folks, and say, supposedly they're supposed to just respond to their name. I know not everybody's got a great grasp on the dwarven tongue, but let's hedge our bets and really try and get our tongues around them words, okay?
Everybody go ahead and roll me a performance check besides Jove.
It's a 10.
It's my one charisma thing I'm not good at. How about a 6?
About 19.
Freddy repeats it back to you perfectly. Rornak does an alright job. Jasper has the hardest. Dorvin has some hard consonants. There's some places where you almost have to like click your teeth together, and Jasper, you click the side of your mouth and bite a little bit of your tongue, taste a little bit of blood on it.
That sounds about right.
Well, Freddie, you're a natural. Everybody else, maybe just let's try and make sure either myself or Freddie get in front of that statue and call out the word. So.
Yeah, that's fair. I've never spoken Dwarvish before, so it's like, that sort of thing takes time.
It's a tough language. Don't get me wrong. It took me a couple of years, so yeah. Don't be too hard on yourself, Jasper. I know that even nobles have some gaps in their education too. So.
Yeah, just let me. If you ever need someone to speak Infernal, I'm really good at that.
And Joe, you can just hear him under his breath. Like, yeah, real useful.
I'll speak Infernal too. Why not?
Yeah, but like I've always been a little better at the accent than he's been, so like, come to me first. That's all I'm saying.
Whatever you say, Jasper.
But don't come to my sister, please.
Well, maybe since we're here and looks like nothing's pressing, we probably should be, those those whatever those stone guards in front of that office are mean fuckers. I've gone toe to toe with them a couple of times, so we probably should be tiptoeing in. I don't know, Freddie. Do you think Johnny might be able to scurry down south and do a little checking out for us before we just walk blind southward?
Sure. Dom, did we say that my detect magic can go through Johnny's eyes?
You have successfully performed that feat, so yes.
Okay. So I guess I would already have Johnny, because why would I start my day without a Johnny? So I would ask if we could take 10 minutes to give me my magic eyes.
Yeah, you take
That's
the
okay with everybody.
you take the 10
Yeah.
minutes. Your eyes light up as you guys kind of stay to the mine carts for the time being. You see Johnny's eyes flash that blue, same as yours. Shoot you the finger guns.
All right, I'll just have him going ahead, and if one of you would be my guide, I can actually look through him and use my special eyes.
Yeah, go ahead and have Johnny roll a perception check.
I think by now Google knows that I want the rat stat block. Let's see, rat. Yep, rat stat block 5. It knows. Rat has no wisdom. It has advantage on smell. Would there be anything important that he'd be smelling for?
Roll me one perception check, and we'll just have that be a regular one, and then roll me a second one with advantage for smell specifically.
Okay. So the regular one is a passive 10. And the smell is a 14.
Johnny heads past the overseer's office down into that tunnel. He follows along the mine tunnel for, let's see, for about 150 feet or so. He gets to kind of a section where the tunnel can head left or continue forward. That's what the tunnel gets you. With the 14, Johnny smells humanoids. Smells human and fresh earth. And it pulls him that way, about another 50 or so feet. 50 feet down the tunnel past where it offshoots to the left. Johnny sees about 6 humans, all chained together by the ankles, being watched by a singular stone-masked, almost gargoyle-like creature. It sits almost embedded into the wall, about 5 feet up, watching them as they continue to mine away into the mountain. This is where Johnny's at. What would Johnny do? Are you going to have Johnny do as he comes upon this scene?
What am I going to have Johnny? I think I'm going to have Johnny just kind of hide while I relay everything to the party.
Freddy relays the site to the rest of you. So about 150 feet down that tunnel, it goes off to the east. And then 50 feet further down the tunnel, there's a number of miners being watched over by this strange earthen creature.
So, how about just as a small modification to the plan with that information, we get Igel, kill the stone monster thing, free those people, and then double back to do the rest of the things that we wanted. Does that sound right to everybody?
Uh, yeah. So I guess I'm. Well, how's that different than what we were doing?
No, it's more or less the same, except we would stop to save those 6 people before we went back to the overseer's office. Since they're only being watched by one thing, I feel like we're not risking setting off any sort of
And you're saying focus on the
alarm.
and you're saying focus on the stone thing first, right?
Well, the thing that's watching them, there was only
Yeah.
like, yeah, the one gargoyle thing.
Gotcha.
Um, I don't know. That might be risky though. It might be better to just make sure we do the overseer office thing first. But I don't know. Maybe we play it by ear.
I think we certainly should save some folks. That is, after all, one of the reasons that we're down here. Uh, I guess Dom, were you saying that that was south 150 feet and then east 50 feet, and that's where we were seeing it?
Nope. It would be
Okay.
200 feet south of you is where the miners and this creature are. It's 150 feet that leads off the path towards
So
wherever that path leads. Johnny hasn't gone down that path yet.
would you mind having Johnny search the path east?
I mean, we'd have to keep moving forward if I do that, because I have to be relatively close to do that. But, I mean, as long as y'all are with me and guide me, then shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get into the tunnel at least.
All right. Would you roll another Johnny perception check as you guys go further into the tunnel? What's your range on Johnny?
I can see through him if he's within 100 feet.
Okie dokie. So you make it. You guys move past the overseer's office, heading towards the tunnel. You're right at probably about the entrance, about to head in. Johnny, go ahead and roll that perception check.
Alright, the regular's a passive 10, and smell is a passive 10.
Johnny goes down this passageway all the way 100 feet. And as he makes it to the 100 feet, he comes across a stone figure. It's probably 8 feet wide, 8.5 feet wide, and at one point might have been the better part of 8 feet tall. However, it looks like from the movie Journey to Atlantis, if you remember the vault room that had the floating stones with the faces of the past kings kind of drawn on them, imagine that sunken into the earth and these kind of dark green lines. However, at the top of it, you see it has been cracked open, almost like the top of an egg. Strange, almost long fissures run alongside of it, as if something has wrapped itself around the top and cracked it open. And there's kind of a strange hollowness at the top of it. That is what Johnny sees at the end of that tunnel.
I relay that.
Shit, it sounds like they got to him already.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how all of that stuff works. I'd be remiss not to at least give the old try before we move on. King Iron made it sound like that would be a potent ally to have by our side. So
But also a potential enemy, right?
uh, you're right. It very well could be something corrupted, though. I know that King Iron was not the best of health, but I would hope he would make mention of that if he thought it was a possibility. It seemed to be had been affecting his people, but
Well, I guess we won't really know until we check.
So, do you
Yeah.
head down into the mountain or the tunnel towards Igel?
How about let's do a small vote. Either we go check Igel, or we just go ahead and do the overseer's office. I think I'm honestly gonna vote for the overseer's office.
I vote for the slave guy.
If it can be helped, I would probably go for Nigel.
Well, you're
yeah,
the tiebreaker, Joe.
I'd like to check Igel first. I have a feeling that if there is some sort of intelligence down here, it might be making itself real comfortable in the overseer's office. So I have a feeling that once we do that, any sort of incognito advantage we have might be blown. So I think Igel is at least worth a shot, and we can go from there.
All right, let's do it.
You make your way down the tunnel for about 100 or so feet and reconvene with Johnny, who is awaiting at kind of the foot of this stone idol. There you see it in kind of that same state. Now seeing it at its full, kind of what used to be nearly 8 feet tall, 8 feet wide stone boulder. This kind of tunnel itself is probably about 30 feet wide, 30 feet high. You can see bits of the top of the stone where like the noggin would be. You can see bits of it cracked and thrown to the side, still resting. What would you like to do?
Can Jove maybe I'm thinking insight here, but after he held that steed of fell earth, and you described the very intense feeling that he had from that, kind of like a pulsating drawing feeling. Is he getting anything like those similar vibes from Igel right now?
Go ahead and roll me insight. Freddy, your detect
Nice.
magic did not ping with anything from this. However, from the southwest, it's less of a direct pinpoint. It's very much like when you went to Fort Dalton, and there was that large kind of tower rod pinging with magic. You sense that large amount of abjuration, conjuration, and necromancy all pulsating a few hundreds feet away towards the southwest. And it's been that way pretty much since you turned your eyes on. But Igel itself does not seem to have any sort of magical ping.
Jove got a 22 on that insight.
You do not feel that sensation. Right now it just seems to feel like cold, solid stone with dwarven markings on it.
Well, I suppose Jove will, I guess, really make sure, looking up, I suppose, before stepping out of the shadows, make sure that there's nothing there. I don't know if my passive of 17 would help with that, but if that's not the case, then he will go and, in his best Dwarvish, proclaim Igel.
You pronounce Igel, and the lines across the stone begin to glow a dull, solid green. Not the bright, maddening green that you've seen off the seeds of fell earth, but a much more calm, steady, more sage green emanates from the lines. As the stone begins to almost flex and crack and form into a more humanoid shape, completely made of earth. However, as the lines stretch across, they begin to flicker as they reach the top of the head, and as where the eyes would illuminate and shine, they flicker and crack until the idol itself, this guardian, collapses in front of you. And with a loud, heavy thud, drops in front of you. You can see into the top of its head, and you can see where once there may have been something residing in kind of the cranial cavity in here, it has been removed. You can see small grooves where something, and Jove will say with that 22 insight, vaguely brain-shaped once was that has been removed. The light begins to fade. The dust begins to settle as you hear the kind of echo back through the tunnel. Jove, with your passive 17, you can hear movement at the tunnel's mouth. As something begins to investigate the noise.
And Jove will quickly turn around, putting a finger in front of his lips and kind of signaling down the tunnel.
Jasper's gonna quickly run up the wall and try to get a position above the doorway, hiding out of view.
I will have you go ahead and roll me a stealth check.
Okay.
Can Freddy run behind the golem?
Go ahead and make me a stealth check.
Well, that die went somewhere. That is a 16 for stealth.
16. Freddy.
1d1.
21. All right. Rornak, what are you doing in this moment?
That's a good question. I think. I mean, Rornak is just gonna. Rornak is just weary of who's coming to investigate, so he'll just have one of the darts out and just ready as he's kind of keeping an eye on anybody that might enter.
And Jove, what do you do in this moment as you see Jasper runs up along the wall up to the ceiling? Freddy darts behind the now still guardian out of sight. Rornak prepares a dart.
Yeah, Jove would try and take advantage of his small stature and any of the boulders that broke apart that might be large enough to conceal him while he readies a javelin. He will make his way there.
Make me a stealth check.
Do so with disadvantage with my scale mail. Not bad. I forgot. Yeah, it's 16.
All right. Crawling along the ceiling, you see one of these enlarged humanoid creatures. The stone mask, now grafted, no longer being worn, but actually fused into the flesh on the front of this creature's face. You can see the tattered dark robes now strained to hold in the mass of this creature, as it has almost looks like it's engorged with the very earth itself. Bits of flesh and stone peeking and molding together. It comes on through the ceiling, and as it does, Jasper, you are on the ceiling. It is on the ceiling. As it climbs to your location, there's that moment where it stops and freezes, and you're both there in kind of this darkened tunnel. It stops moving as you can kind of hear the stone grate against itself. As its head begins to look down onto you, Rornak. It lets go of the ceiling and begins to fall, making an attack on you. Let's roll for initiative. In Rornak, you may, before initiative begins, you and Job may make an attack since you held your actions.
Will do.
Jasper, it rolled exactly a 16 on its perception check. However, since Rornak is not hiding, it chose to go after him.
Okay.
That was a 21 to hit.
21 will hit.
I only got 15.
15. 15 will hit. Just hits.
Beautiful.
And that's a 7 piercing for Rornak as well.
7 piercing. Okay.
Akila's going to use her reaction to spit up some lightning. I'm going to use my feature to reroll my piercing damage. There we go. So that is going to be for 8 piercing, 3 lightning.
Gotcha. All right. Oh, 5, 10, 10, 17. Rornak, you have the higher dex, so you may go first if you choose to.
Is that okay with you, Job?
Absolutely.
I will then.
Okay. All right, at the top of the initiative, as this creature lets go of the ceiling, its head twisted almost at a 180-degree angle, its body twisting the other way to match. Its wings spread out and for a moment catch the air, slowing it just enough to not immediately dive straight into the ground. As it is descending upon Rornak, a dart and a javelin striking it in both sides of the wings, causing it to stumble, almost falter in the air for a moment. Freddy, you're at the top of initiative. What do you do?
Yeah. I'm going to. Since I'm hidden, I'm going to do a spell attack. So I can get advantage.
You are indeed hidden. It did not notice Freddy at all.
Oh! I chose the right thing. That's a natty.
There it is. All right.
Alright, so that's, that can't be right. 40-10 on Firebolt? Is that right?
Well, it'd be 2d10. The way we do crits is 2d10 maxed, so 20,
Yeah.
and then you'd roll
Oh, it's
2d10.
because... Doesn't D&D Beyond is having me roll 4d10 for this?
Usually criticals you would roll
Regular
4d10,
crit.
but I always find those can be lackluster because you could roll 4
It's
ones.
because it's stored that I rolled a d20.
Right.
Okay. So if I roll regular, it resets to 2d10. Okay. Cool. That's interesting that it does that. Okay. So, rolled was 9, so 2d10 is 20, plus 9 is 29 fire.
29 fires.
That's a
Good goddamn.
That's
Damn.
a Siren or
I'm-
older level Firebolt.
I am glad that I chose to do the spell attack here.
Yeah, give me some flavor as with the best firebolt that Freddy has ever cast in his life.
He's going to just like climb up on the foot of the thing to like get some kind of height advantage, even though it's not much. And just like starts to play the beginning of like Crazy Train. And it's just like this spiraling firebolt, just like a firework flying through the air before it erupts, and you can just like track it. Just
and it shoots straight through the center of this creature, and you see it blasts a hole. The body of this creature crumples as it hits the ground. We're out of initiative.
Yes.
Thank you.
Freddy.
Beautiful.
It's not even an insect.
Jasper literally hadn't even moved an inch since this thing appeared.
Yeah, and in like the 12 seconds, it was like 6 seconds of like this guardian falling, you guys all like stopping, hearing something go, move to the sides, everybody hides, and in the next 6 seconds, it crawls over, sees Rornak, begins to descend, and gets immediately hit by a dart and a javelin, followed up by one of the nastiest spiraling firebolts you've ever seen, drills it right in between, like one wing, a second wing, opens it up, the firebolt drills this center, just absolutely shatters the chest of it, it hits the ground, and then followed by silence.
Is this the gargoyle-ish figure that I saw, or does it look like the gargoyle-ish figure that I saw with the slaves?
This does indeed look like the gargoyle-ish figure you saw with the slaves.
I guess that takes care of the slave problem too. We better go tell them to get somewhere safe.
Yeah, let's move on that before the situation changes too much.
Agreed.
Oh, and nice job, Freddy. Damn.
Well fucking done, Fred.
Yeah. That's the best shot you've ever taken.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty easy to hit. He's a big gargoyle.
Humble as always, Freddy. That's what I like about you.
All right, let's go.
You head back out of the tunnel, making a left, continuing down. You see the human miners are still mining away at this kind of cave side, tunnel mining side. You approach Jove, the jangling of your chainmail. And one turns and sees you and almost like freezes up in like mid-swing. Some look to the side in kind of a panic at the cessation of work, and almost like a domino effect, they stop working as they're almost like petrified, seeing normal people just suddenly appear in these tunnels. Just like wordlessly stop.
Hey, are y'all... You okay? Did the monsters make you crazy or anything, or do you want to get out of here? Quietly, please.
There's like a moment of kind of just total disassociation before then it starts to click in, and they all set down like their pickaxes very quietly. You can see they're incredibly dirty, as if they've been working for just days. They horrendously reek. You don't need to be Johnny to smell these guys coming. They look like they've been malnourished for quite some time as well. You can see that around their ankles, the skin has just been torn raw from just the wear and tear of being shackled for days. It's simple locks, but heavy iron chains.
Once they put down their equipment, Jasper's gonna quietly move over and start lock picking.
Go ahead and give me some thieves' tools.
Sure thing. That's a regular 20.
A regular 20, yeah. Simple. There's 6 of them, and in under a minute, once you get one, then it's just child's play. They're simple, easy locks. Until you have all 6 of the miners, as they kind of like huddle together. They range in age from the youngest might be same age as Freddy, the oldest being maybe in his early 40s.
No halflings amongst them.
No halflings amongst them.
All right, let's lead them back to the cart entrance, and then I assume we'll want to do the office then, or do we want to cut through the foundry and try to get to Whirl?
I think you were right earlier, Jasper. I don't know if there's going to be much of cutting through the foundry. It's probably going to be pretty well
Yeah.
overseen. So we might want to take the office while we can. And,
Okay.
yeah.
I agree. Not to mention, if we take the office, there's one way in that we know of, at least.
Not to be callous here, and she's gonna speak a little quietly to her party. Would we maybe want them to make a bit of noise on their way out so that we can get a surprise attack on those Black Earth guards or whatever they're called?
That is an option. These folks look pretty worn out. Yeah, my other thought was tucking them away back where we found Igel, and maybe picking them up on the way back. But it might be best just to get them out of here as soon as we can.
Yeah, worst case scenario, one of them strays when we're not there. And I can't imagine they want to be down here a second longer. So yeah, we won't use them as bait, but let's get them out of here.
So what's the plan?
Double back to the first room we were in, point them, out of the mine the way we came in, and then go for the overseer's office, I believe.
Okay. They grab their pickaxes and take them with them. They follow you guys back out through the tunnel. The problem you now face is that you now have 6 more people with you. It was easy enough to go the long ways around the overseers in front of these 2 guards. However, with the 4 of you and 6 very exhausted miners, it doesn't take any insight rolls to know that you're not going to be able to sneak past them.
Let's make let's strike while the iron's hot then, and just go all in on an attack while they try to run, I guess.
I think that's the only way to go about it. We got to strike hard, fast. We can create some cover. Let them folks get out of here. They've done enough.
Roy, you ready to get up in their business with me?
Well, striking hard and fast is, I guess, one of the things I can do well. So, yeah, let's get this done.
All right. So, you guys are, we'll say, 40 feet away. You've got kind of the group of miners behind you. You kind of point towards the mine carts. They nod, being familiar with the mine. They're going to prepare to use their action to dash to get to the mine carts and begin trying to pump their way the fuck out of here. You guys would be charging, so I'll give you the surprise attack as you go balls to the walls on this one. Roll for initiative, and then I'll let you guys tell me what you do on your surprise round, and then we'll hop into it. I don't know what number that is.
That was just to separate the initiative rolls.
Oh.
It's so it's a little easier for the DM.
That's
Okay.
a void, isn't it?
My initiative's whatever you want it to be.
Yeah.
Whatever you think it is.
I rolled X, just the variable.
Yeah.
All right. Let's have. Out of all the things I already pre-rolled, who would have imagined that I'd forgotten these two? Okay. That is Jove and Freddy. Who's got the higher decks?
I believe Freddy does, because I have 14.
Freddy, would you like to go first? Freddy?
I've been muted. Joe can go first. Do you think my dex is higher than 14?
Hey, I don't know. Pretty handy with that
I'm
rapier.
a bard.
I think that means rollies. Roll it again.
No, Joe goes first.
Jove goes first. Okay.
I'll take it.
Jove.
All right, yeah. So if
Hold
we're,
on,
if
hold on,
we're-
hold on, hold on, hold on. Not done writing initiative yet. Hold on just a second.
I kill them.
Cast
Yes.
kill.
Oh, okay.
I cast kill.
Oh,
kill
okay,
them.
hold on. Let me end initiative real quick.
There it
I
is.
cast Power Word Win. I've done it.
All right. You guys get sneak attack, so what's the combo move here? There's one on the left side of the overseer's office door and one on the right side.
We don't get any like bonuses for this other than the fact that it's happening before initiative starts.
Yes, that is correct.
Well, so you want me to go do my turn?
Yeah, I mean, since we'll just go in initiative, like the way it would, so and like do the round before they get a chance to move. So that would technically be Jove first.
Cool. So Jove would use a bonus action to cast Hunter's Mark on, if I'm visualizing this correctly, the one on the right would be the closest
Yes.
one.
Correct.
Yes. So cast Hunter's Mark on that one is going to throw 2 javelins.
Does Hunter's Mark have a visual thing so that we can see which one you've marked, or is it just something that you have on it?
It's like it says it's like a magical connection, so I don't think it's like
Nothing visible.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's only a bonus for him anyway, so it's not really...
Well, I was gonna attack the other one. Was the thing.
Oh, I see.
So that he could keep his bonus up for longer without having to switch it.
Okay, so the first one is a miss with a 9, and the second one is a crit fail, but gotta love being a halfling.
Oh,
There it is,
God.
catchphrase.
Goodness.
Catchphrase, nice. And then that one is a 24, so that most certainly hits.
I think you've hit one of those every episode.
Honestly, I crit fail a lot,
One
which
of
is
the
a
fans
beautiful
wants
thing.
to go back and track that stat for us.
Please.
Yeah, literally.
Aquila is going to use her reaction to add the d6 of lightning. So we have a beautiful spread here. We are looking at 15 piercing and 5 lightning. And then shit. And then Jove is going to use the balance of his movement to get as close as possible to the one on the right that he just struck. So he's going to kind of do that volley of 2 javelins, and like as they're in the air, he's going to start hoofing it towards them. And then Aquila is going to heal, like Heel, and be right at his. Actually, she's going to be like 5 feet behind him, and she will be taking the dodge action. So that will be surprise round for Jove.
And Aquila's a free action, correct?
How do you mean?
Like, since you use your bonus action for Hunter's Mark, and then use your action to make an attack, how is Aquila out? Is she a free action to summon her?
I had Aquila out when we.
Yes, she is
came
indeed
into the-
from.
yes.
Indeed, my bad. We just hadn't talked about Aquila. She's indeed out. All right, gotcha.
And that is me. That is us.
Okie dokie. You make your way the 25 feet towards us, so you're about 15 feet away, Jove, with your movements. We move then down to Freddy.
All right. I've got range, so I'm gonna go for the one that's slightly farther away. With a firebolt, it misses. That's my surprise round as I stand back.
Gotcha. Then we move to Rornak.
Gotcha. Rornak will make a dash for the one on, Rornak will go off for the one that's on the left, because I believe you said there was one on the right and the left, right?
Indeed.
Jove went for the right. Yeah. Okay. Rornak will go take care of the one on the left, as I will roll an attack here. That is a 14.
A 14. A 14 does not hit.
Alright.
Or Morian, you do strike, but it does no damage.
Does a 15 hit on the second attack?
It does not.
Jeez, rough out here. We will try again with the bonus attack.
Quite literally like punching stone and crystal.
Dang. Yep, that's lower than the others, so 3 unsuccessful hits there.
Boom, boom, boom. 3 strikes as it just eats all 3 of these and just turns to you.
Just imagining Deadpool breaking his limbs on Colossus.
At 10, Jasper, your dexterity is higher than the miners, so you go first.
Cool. I sure hope it is. She's gonna use her cunning action to dash so that she can get the extra distance to run along the wall and get on the other side of the one that Rory is fighting.
Kidoki.
And hopefully get some flanking action in there.
I'll give it to you. Excuse me.
Attack swing.
I appreciate the Spider-Man levels of like thinking about how to do it, you know?
Thank you. That's both rolls were the same. It's a 17 to hit.
Oh, 17 does not.
Fuck off. Okay,
Tony
super.
Roy. Ooh.
Super duper. Well, that's Jasper's turn.
The miners, they move at half speed because of their levels of exhaustion, so they're going to use their action to dash. They move 30 feet. They are directly behind you guys as we jump into real initiative. Jove, start us off.
Beautiful. You said I was 15 feet away from these folks still?
Yup.
Beautiful. So he's gonna free action, take out a javelin, throw that first one. He's actually gonna do 2 more javelin throws. So we've got a 18
That'll hit.
and a 12.
That will not hit.
So the first one, Keela using her reaction to give me a little bit of lightning damage.
Give you a little pizzazza.
Oh, pepper on that for you.
Give him some pepper.
Pepper.
Wait, we're going to get DMCA'd for that.
It was under 2 seconds.
We are looking at, what is that? 12 piercing, 1 lightning. Then Jove is going to, shield up, close the distance to try and really keep this thing from being able to peel off the wall, and have again Aquila. Actually, no. You know what they're going to do is they're going to kind of like do a little bit of a spread, so it's kind of like both of them trying to back this thing against the wall as menacingly as they can, and Aquila, of course, taking the dodge action, and that will be our turn.
Freddy.
Yeah. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna. Sure. We'll do this. We're gonna cast Fairy Fire. So have them make a deck save.
That is a 4 and an 8. They're not very dexterous.
That's why I did this. And with a 60-foot range, I think that I could put it beyond them far enough that it only hits them and not Jove or Aquila, correct? Or is one of them in between the two?
To get this one, you'll miss Jove and Aquila. You will hit Jasper just because of her positioning on this one. Since she's on the
Okay.
wall.
Jasper, make a deck save.
All right.
You don't take damage.
Okay. That's a 22.
Yeah, you pass, so you're not covered in light. The other two are. They're outlined in a pink light that makes them easier to hit,
Thank you.
and they shine light. So you have
Um,
advantage on attack rolls, which would proc.
you see these
sneak attack.
stone humanoid figures, their bodies made of crystal and stone, and emanating from within comes this purple light, refracting off the crystals. It's almost kind of beautiful in a way if they weren't so menacing and just disgusting abominations of humanity and flesh and stone. However, you can see in some places there's more light than others, places where the armor is cracked, where you can see small fissures, lighting up weak points within the armor.
And I'm gonna save my bardic inspirations for now because I feel like there's gonna be some bullshit fight later that I won't need to use. So that
What?
will be my turn as I stay on the outskirts of the fight.
No. Rornak.
Alrighty. We are gonna make an attack here, and the one I'm attacking has fairy fire on it now.
Indeed,
correct?
you have advantage.
Beautiful. Here we go. Okay, 22 for the first attack, and a 16. So the first one hits.
Yes.
And you know what? I'm gonna actually burn a key point for the flurry of blows. So we'll do 2 more unarmed attacks with that.
4 strikes coming at me.
All with advantage, baby.
How? I
Wow.
rolled a crit fail twice.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Good thing
To
I'm
see it.
Oh
shit.
my
did.
god. Incredible. Roll damage.
Okay, so
Oh my god.
Oh my god, I love it.
altogether, the first attack hit, second attack missed, crit fail on the first unarmed, and then 24 on the second unarmed.
2 hit. Roll damage.
Jasper did get a little bit of that fairy glitter on her.
Turns out she did indeed as she received a strike from Rornak.
God damn.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, do you want me to roll
The
Okay.
crit fail separate, or is
N-
that the same?
Roll damage 3 times. The second one goes to Jasper.
I dodged right into his fist.
First attack is this is, and yeah, these are fist attacks here too. So first attack is 11 bludgeoning. Second
Gotcha.
attack, I'm sorry, is 11 bludgeoning. Ooh,
Are
that's the
you
max.
serious?
I'm sorry. And then
Okay.
the last one is 9 bludgeoning.
You watch as Rornak just drives like you go into that hard like horse stance earthbender style and start bringing in the heavy chops of like the forearms, like 1 2 3, and you just get progressively higher up on this creature, every strike going from like shoulder to neck to head. And as you go for the neck one, Jasper's like arm is outreach and you just slam into her like forearm. Jasper, you're just like right in your sword arm.
Dead arm. Dead arm. Ow.
It's like it's literally feels like a cobblestone has just been sledgehammered into your forearm.
Rory feels bad because he knows.
Oh yeah, you feel it's like
that-
stone, flesh, stone.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah. Not good. Not good. I don't know how I rolled a 1 twice. I am so sorry, Ted.
So you rolled the first one, and then you picked up your die and you threw it down, and then it was a 1 again. That's how you did it.
That's incredible.
Thanks.
Anything else from you, Rornak?
Hey, you're welcome.
That's all. Thank you. Or I'm just really unlucky. There is that possibility, but
Yeah, look, I guess you're gonna be the Mikey of this arc.
eesh.
Plus,
'Cause
you know, rolling 2 1s in a row, specifically 1s, has a chance of 1 in 400, which is 0.25%.
Really appreciate the.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Which is great because now it's gonna make 1 attack on Rornak and 1 attack on Jasper.
Great. Can't wait.
The attack on you, Jasper, that's only a 10. The one on you, Rornak, that is a 17.
17. Yeah, that do meet.
Unfortunate.
That is going to be 10 points of piercing damage as it strikes down. It makes a clenched fist, and you see crystals begin to sprout out at irregular angles, and it drops this fist onto your shoulder as it pierces you. Then it is Jasper.
She's like shaking her axe arm to get like the blood flowing again. She's gonna let Rory handle this one actually. She's gonna go help Joe with his, I think.
Maybe my friend won't hit me over here.
I lost my friends today. It's fine.
This friend won't hit me.
She
Go.
says with very little confidence at this point, but she's gonna make an axe attack on the one on the right.
Do you use your bonus action to disengage, or do I get the attack of opportunity on you?
I thought they were closer than that. Yeah, she'll use her bonus action to disengage.
Okay. All right, go ahead and make your attack with
I
advantage.
appreciate you asking and not just slam jamming.
Couldn't you attack that one and then use mobile to get over to the one that Jove is working
I
on?
only have 1 attack per turn.
I was just
and-
saying you could attack that. But whatever. You do you. I just wanted to make sure that.
The one Joe is fighting has more damage on it, so if I can get
Gotcha.
help get that one down,
Yeah.
then that'll be better. So here's that attack roll. Please be better than that. It is. That is a 19 to hit.
That'll do.
Beautiful. Get some of that sneak attack going. That is 15 magical slashing.
How do you want to do this?
Beautiful. Yeah, I think she's gonna like run along the ceiling and like standing on the wall above him while he's still kind of more or less lodged into the wall. She's just gonna swing the axe down straight into his face and just keep him against the wall for good.
Yeah, absolutely. You drive your axe into what used to be the face of this creature, and it slams into the wall. You feel your axe pierce into the stone. You pull your axe out, and the crystalline kind of spikes that protrude from this individual's skull are pierced into the wall behind it, keeping its body, whilst limp, up against the wall.
Dope.
Yeah, it rolls a critical fail on its save, so that's that creature.
Yeah, and that is Jasper's turn.
The miners will use their action now on their turn to go another 30 feet towards the mine carts. Then we're back to the top with Jove.
Jasper, you see Jove and Aquila in unison both turn left at just like the exact same time as Jove uses his bonus action to move Hunter's Mark to the other one, is then going to take take a javelin out of the thing that he had already hit and toss that He's actually going to toss 2 javelins at this other one. He's going to actually kind of do a little bit of an arcing movement to try and get a better angle so he doesn't, like, hit Rornak. And I mean that, and that he's gonna swing out like a barn door, or like a fence. And then the first attack is going to be a miss with a 15. The second javelin is going to come on. Net 20! Yes! Aquila, of course, using her reaction to
Hey, that's a lot of damage.
That is a lot of damage. So that we're looking at. Oh, God. Oh, plus I add that extra d6 because of my piercer. So holy shit.
You have Hunter's Mark, Aquila, your Javelin, Piercer.
Fuck.
So that is 24. So that's 29 plus the rolls.
Just the casual 29.
What do we even have a rogue for?
Apparently taking hits from our monk.
So the monk can hit something.
I'm really sorry.
I forgive you, Ryan.
That's for a clean 45,
Yikes.
and 7 of that would be lightning. So
How do you want to do this?
yeah, Jasper, you see this a display of almost like synchronized swimmers that Jove and Aquila both with their heads over, looking at this other creature. They both break pace, start swinging around to get a good angle. And Jove, like a fucking a QB who's scrambling, like running sideways, and still is able to like throw the Hail Mary, and you're like, how the fuck do you do that? Jove managed to do that twice, considering he throws that first one, it goes wide, and you see his shoulder just cock back and grabs another one from his back, and just like Midoriya throwing the baseball way back season 1. It's just uncanny of how he uses his whole body while running. You see him not use the shield even to really get his momentum going forward. And Aquila opens her mouth, and I'll say, since this is a crit, the thickest bolt of lightning that you've seen come from her so far arcs out. A bright flash enters the room as it catches the tip of that javelin, and it just goes straight into this black guard. And kind of like, have you ever seen those videos of like people splitting boulders? That the javelin acts as that one peg that just goes straight into the center of this thing as it is cracked in half, in a great display of athleticism and connection between Jove and Aquila.
And it splits down the center like watching a geode split, because the inside is this odd, uncanny assortment of crystalline organs. Like the whole skeletal structure is still intact, but morphed into this awful bright green gem. The insides have this blackened, almost sticky molasses holding it together, like earth sludge that's just been processed over and over and over again. It almost sticks together for just a moment longer. It looks for a moment as if it's about to pull itself together before the kind of tendrils connecting it till it snap and it falls in half. We're out of initiative. The miners continue running. A few of them looking back at the sound of a splitting geode to see your triumph before making it to the mine carts, and you see them begin to wheel away. Imagine kind of those old-timey, like the ones where you have to pump them up and down. They're not going super fast, but they are beginning to make their bend around up the tracks. The overseer's office is currently closed.
Holy mask, Joe! You fucking couldn't let Freddy think he was the strong one, could you? That was
Well, you
crazy.
know, he was setting a high bar, and I figured, if we're out and about, might as well give our best, right? And he's kind of doing one of those, rolling his shoulder out, like, oh yeah, just threw a nice one.
I've never seen anything like that. Keep it up.
Quite impressive. Also, Jasper, how's your arm doing?
Oh, it fucking hurts. The bruise that is gonna leave is gonna be legendary. But you know, I'm no stranger to accidentally catching one of yous with my attack, so no hard feelings.
Do we need healing potions before we charge forward?
I've got a couple on me if anyone needs them. I might pop one for myself too, honestly.
Mm,
Maybe you give one to Jasper.
I'm
yeah, you
feeling
know,
fresh, so I don't
since
need
it was you that did the strike, if you wouldn't mind, yeah, handing that over. Although we still haven't raised any alarms, maybe a rest would be better once we're in the office.
Well, we don't know what's in the office. Maybe we should be ready now.
That's fair.
We did see a patrol when we came down here going into the foundry, so you know, we do know that there's movement through this space, so if we can push through to the office, I think that might be the best place for us to take a breather.
How many potions do you have, Rory?
I've got 2 healing potions on me.
I have 4 left.
I'm gonna risk it for now. I'm not so hurt that I wanna use our precious resources.
Okay. And I start walking away.
I'm right by the door. You can't walk away from me, bitch. Freddy, where you going?
Make the dramatic exit. No, but really, we have to get in there. So I'm back.
um,
What's
can
the
I
nature
like
of this
make
door?
What's the nature of this door? It's a heavy wooden door with a big sign that says Overseers on the over the top of it.
I'm have terrible perception, but I'm gonna check for traps.
Go ahead and check for chats. Make an investigation check.
That's a 6.
A 6, looking around. Feeling pretty confident it's not trapped. If it was going to be trapped, you had seen the tripwire. It's always a tripwire.
Right. It's never not a tripwire.
You've seen Freddy cast alarm, like magic-y
I know.
types. Of course, the same.
Yeah, I know what traps look like, and there's not one on this door. Do we want to just?
Let's see if it's unlocked.
Yeah.
Who unlocks the door?
I reach for the door handle and I attempt to turn it.
Door opens.
We solved the door puzzle.
Well done. The door opens and you...
That's record time, by the way.
Yeah, well done. You figured out my door puzzle.
Now who's taking the first step in? This one's not me. I opened the door. It's someone else's turn.
You see there's a low-ceiling chamber. It's a furnished office. There's a desk scattered with parchments that stands near the far wall. And there's a small iron chest underneath.
Jasper's gonna.
Freddy sees the low ceiling and gives Jasper a shoulder nudge. Just like, low ceiling. I know you love those.
She's gonna run along the low ceiling to get to the chest.
Make an acrobatics check.
Yes! Great. It's gonna look so cool. 10.
You do like a front flip and like shoot your legs up to catch the ceiling and just ever so lightly scrape your mask against the floor. It really is a low ceiling.
Oh, that's a really low ceiling.
And just
Oh,
But yes,
so
you run,
beautiful.
you do run across the ceiling, slightly hunched forward.
A little bit of a Naruto look to it, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally, I'm gonna Naruto run across the ceiling here.
Beautiful.
And, yeah, get to that chest.
That's your one Naruto run. I better never hear it again in this campaign.
Your experience is safer now, but you fucking watch yourself.
Be nice.
Yes, there's indeed an iron chest. A solid, keyhole lock on the front of it.
I'm gonna check for traps again.
Yeah, go ahead and roll investigation.
It's a 16 this time.
You look at the lock of it, and you see that the outside has a bunch of small little teeth at the outside, like little buttons. It is indeed trapped.
Oof.
What are you waiting for? Pick it.
Fuck off. It's not a tripwire per se, but something about these little teeth makes me feel like this thing's gonna hurt you unless you put the correct key in. So, anyone want to help me look for a key?
Yeah, we're looking for them overseer records anyway, so Joe's gonna walk over to the desk and just kind of start picking up stuff and see if he finds anything that looks like a ledger or, I suppose, a key.
Make an investigation check.
I shall. Good eye,
I'll
Joe.
assist him with that since I'm already in the office.
That gets me a 19.
A 19. Searching around, you see that many of the parchments are basic overseer's letters. Shipments, number of iron ingots, requests, request orders, you see an uptick in the last couple weeks in line with kind of the art galley. But with the 19, you search the drawers, look for hidden compartments, search all around the room. Nothing.
Does my magic eyes ping on anything?
They do ping on the chest, which I believe this would be. It's a bit of abjuration and evocation. Looking at it, I'll say you, Freddy, may roll an Arcana check on the chest.
Oh, 16.
A 16. You know the type of trap that is. It is an electrical trap. That when somebody puts in a key that does not touch all the edges at a single moment, it shocks the would-be thief. You know, however, that if you were to simply place a cloth at all the edges of it while someone were to unlock it, that would disable the trap. It's a rather common, but when used, effective trap.
I'm gonna not tell anybody so they keep looking for it. But I'm gonna go over and tell my sister, hey, we could probably just pick this. It's a magical lock that I have a little bit of experience and knowledge on. Don't worry about why I know, but basically we just have to touch every all of those at the same time And so if we here, I'll do that. You do the key thing.
Thanks, Fred.
Jasper, you may roll a thieves' tools with advantage since Freddy is helping you.
Oh,
Yay!
thank you. Okay. Oh, that's really good. A 21.
With Freddy using a bit of cloth, pressing against kind of the outsides of it, you maneuver your thieves' tools in there. And once you kind of get past the irregular shape of the key lock, the inside is rather simple, rather rudimentary. Not all that different from the shackles you've seen out there. And without the trap, it's almost child's play. The lock opens. There's a slight powering down as you open up the chest.
And the ping's gone.
The pings do disappear. Inside the chest. Oh, sorry. You go ahead.
I was just gonna say she's really tempted in that moment to like go for a high five with him, but like holds back at the last second.
Freddy turns around. We got it. I mean, keep looking because there could be some good information there. But we got it. We don't need a key.
Inside the chest, you find. Hold on. There it is. You find 100 platinum.
Whoa.
You find 3 potions. And a ledger.
Hey sis, do we want to tell them that there's less than this amount of money in here?
I mean, you
Wait,
and I
in
are the ones.
Infernal,
Yeah.
Freddy says that.
And she responds in Infernal. I mean, it was you and I that opened the chest, so like, I don't know. I feel like we should get a bigger cut out of this than they do, right? I mean, we'll
make
tell them
it-
about the potions in the ledger, of course, but
Let's make it divisible by 4. 64. There's 64 platinum, and then we
Right.
split 36, which is 18 each.
Jove,
They
you
know when I
hear.
got it later on, they know that they got more than 50%.
Jove, you hear the Lap siblings just like hissing and this like hushed infernal.
So yeah, I'm gonna quickly pocket 18 platinum.
same.
You both pocket 18 platinum.
Y'all all right over there?
Yeah, what'd
Yeah,
you find?
sorry. When we finds this good, the greediness of being a noble and all that comes out, and we just kind of slip into our old ways of the Church of Bane and all that. We found a lot of money. There's 64 platinum in this chest.
Damn, that is a lot of money. But did you find the ledger?
Oh yeah, that's in there too. But look at all this platinum.
There's potions too.
Oh yeah. While you're reading the ledger, I'll start identifying the potions.
Jasper will hand the ledger to Joe.
Joe
And
will
I'll
definitely
start
crack that
identifying
open.
the potions.
We have rolled in the past. They are non-magical potions.
Let me see if identifier price to be magic code.
Because I know in the past, since potions are non-magical, we have usually defaulted for a medicine check or a herbalism kit.
Right.
So you do identify.
It's a magic item or some other magic imbued object. So yeah.
Yes, so they do not ping with anything.
So I wouldn't even bother with it.
Yeah, you pick them up and they are potions. You're just like, oh, not sure what kind.
Or you You do potions, right?
Yeah,
You
Rory,
figure
do
this
it.
out.
You do the thing.
Well, I can certainly give it a look.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me either with your I know you have a potions kit, or is it a herbalism kit?
Yes, I do. It's the herbalism kit.
You either may roll that or a medicine check.
Gotcha. My medicine is pretty good, so I'll roll that. So that's for a 15.
Yes, you recognize that these are actually very fine potions. These are 3 potions of greater healing.
Oh,
Shit.
Yeah. This is actually very, very good quality. Say probably about greater potion level, at least. Pretty good find here. Whoever stored this away.
I think that that would be best to have in the possession of our frontline people.
That is 44 plus 4, if you guys are wondering.
That would be something that you would want to get as much out of as soon as possible. So
Yeah. Jasper,
it's
you
not
should...
something that I would be using to get people up, is what I'm saying.
Agreed. Jasper, you should definitely have one of these on hand with you.
I appreciate that greatly.
Ah, hey, I get it.
Thanks.
Jove, what about your stuff? Do you want to hold on to one of these?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you don't mind, I think that might be prudent.
I've already got 2 basic ones on me, so I can help people out in a bind, so you should at least have something on you. And he'll go ahead and hand over one of the great ones.
You said it was 44 plus 4.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess Rory will pocket the last of those great potions for himself.
And then everybody gets 16 platinum.
16
Beautiful.
flat. And Dom, Jove has opened up this ledger and started flipping through it. Since he's son of a merchant and all that kind of stuff, I feel like you'd probably be pretty familiar with something like this.
Make an
is he able to-
investigation check as you flip through this.
That is going to be a 12.
A 12. Flipping through, it is one part ledger, another part journal. Ranging from the hopes and dreams and woes and despairs of an overseer of a rather large and profitable mining. Glancing around with this check, you don't see anything that appears to be off of it. You look for if anything's being cooked in the books, and at first glance, there doesn't seem to be anything amiss in it.
Whatever the Hawks are looking for in this book, I'm not quite sure what value they see in it. Looks like just a little bit of part diary, part ledger. Everything seems to be pretty typical here, but they're going to give us 1,000 gold for it. Sounds good to me. You folks mind if I keep my hands on this?
I've got no issue with it.
Okay.
Yeah, no, you're good, bud.
He'll pop it in his bag.
All right, with the 100 platinum shared mostly evenly amongst you. 3 greater potions of healing and the overseer's ledger. Also, you search a little bit longer until you hear a the sound of a minecart stopping.
Jasper's gonna sneakily go check that out.
Roll me a stealth check.
Oy vey. Why do my stealth checks go fucking wild? Where is this? Jesus. 11.
11. You peek your head around the corner and look towards the mine tracks, and you see that group of 6 miners have returned on the minecart. One looks over to you and waves you down.
She looks back to the party to beckon them to come with her, and she's gonna cautiously move towards them.
You approach, and one of the humans relays to you that the tracks are busted up. It's like something has burrowed through them.
Ah, Jesus. All right. We got the winch working, but we're pretty certain there's nasty shit in the foundry currently, which is where that is. So why don't you all go ahead and hide in that office that we're coming out of, and we'll go take care of that. And once it's open, we'll get you out that way.
They all nod, gather up the kind of pickaxes, and head into the overseer's office and kind of get it set. As you guys, gather yourselves and make your way out, they shut the door, and you can hear them move the desk in front of it and kind of board themselves in there.
Okay.
Before that, they locked themselves in. Could Jove ask one of them something?
Sure.
I also want to do something before they lock up.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys, they are making their way towards. We'll say you've got plenty of time to ask them before they board up. That's what they'll do.
Hey, we're about to head into that foundry. I'm sure you're all confused and tired. And, I'm sure this has all been a lot for you, but do you have any idea of how many others like you are in bondage down here, or what we might be up against in the foundry? Really, anything that you can tell us will be of great help to not only yourselves but to other folks just like you.
One of the individuals, a little more well put together than the others, responds. There was 100 of us. Now there might be 20 or 30 left. It just makes us work and dig. And it makes us eat.
When you say makes you, do you mean with whips or with something else?
With its fear. If you don't, they turn you to stone. And then it feeds off you. It twists your flesh. And then makes us. And he kind of looks down, and you can see the rest of them tense up.
All right, I thank you for that information. It's not much, but here, have some of my provisions. I'm sure you all must be starving. And Jove starts to take out and ration what he can among these folks, trying to be cautious because he knows that doesn't want to give them too much that they gorge themselves and possibly hurt themselves.
You expect them to gorge, but you find that many of them just simply kind of hold it. One eats it and takes that, that really slow, like when you're eating the first bite of food after being really hungover and it's not the business.
Yeah.
That just like almost this rejection. It's a miserable experience. Freddie, you had questions.
Not questions, but I am going to put an alarm down and name each of them in my mind as people that can pass freely through the alarm. I'm just gonna do as much as I can of the room with a 20-foot cube, and I'm gonna make an audible alarm, and that lasts 8 hours without concentration.
Absolutely, you do. This time affirmed. You've got the room set up for the door. Most of it is covered by your alarm spell. Takes a little extra time for you to get it set. For Jove to ask his question and kind of coax it out of him and watch some of these miners try to eat this food.
That's all I want to do.
All right. You guys leave the overseer's office, shut the door behind you. They push some furniture in front of it for whatever good that will do. You're back at the loading quarry. Where would you like to go?
Probably let's secure their exit through the foundry, and then we can check see if Whirl is operational.
I think that's the move.
So the map looks like the tracks continue on through this room into the foundry. Is that still true?
That is indeed true.
They expect that less than us coming in through pretty much any other way, I think. Any disagreements?
I think that's a solid move, and maybe if our little boy Johnny can do a little reconnaissance for us again, that might be useful.
Agreed.
Yeah, anything to give us a better idea of what we're going into.
I send Jonathan forward.
All right. Go ahead and make me that perception check the same way we did it last time. One regular perception check, one advantage sniffer check.
The sniff.
All right. Oh, regular perception 16.
Okay.
Sniffer. Oh, nat 20 for 20.
Okay, not 20 sniffer. Got it. Johnny. Where does Johnny enter from? There's two ways. There's one down through the minecart. You can follow the trails that way, or you can exit out the way that the gargoyle-like creatures was leading those miners out through.
I'm gonna have him go ahead where we're going.
So I believe that is down the tracks.
I believe so, yes.
All right. You begin sending Johnny out. You guys begin to follow down the tracks. It leads out 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, 350. You guys are at a juncture where you can see the minecart tracks continue to descend down, but above you, you can see these large, basically buckets containing tons of just raw, unprocessed chunks of iron ore, moving around in kind of this counterclockwise motion, heading down to the south before disappearing back into the mountain bed. It's here Johnny enters into the main sense of the foundry. Immediately, Johnny begins to feel the heat rippling, distorting the vision in this chamber, almost like watching those heat mirages on the road, as there is 3 giant stone smelters, each carved in the shape of a human head, that loom along the western wall. You see a suspended chain of those ore buckets passing directly over the smelters, where you see a number of the miners chained up using hooks to tip the unprocessed ore into the fires within. You can see molten iron dribbles from the smelters, like pursed on the mouths, and flushes into this enormous vat of bubbling metal that stretches the length of the chamber. Part of it continuing to flow southwards towards a large archway that continues down a way, and Johnny can see that there is a bright green light that emanates further down the chamber. To the east, you can see that there's some rough hewn steps that ascend to an archway into the rock faces. And then to the west, you can see a number of stairs that lead up probably about 100 feet or so towards kind of the area where you guys left. And with a 16 and a nat 20 and sniffer, Johnny can see that on each one of the human face smelters, there's one of these gargoyle creatures holding on to the front, looking down at the miners, and then sees a fourth one at the kind of foot of the stairs watching over. You can see there's probably 8, 16, about 24 or so miners, all kind of stationed around these big smelting faces, around this gigantic lake of bubbling molten iron.
All right then.
Anything
So-
magic ping?
Anything magic pinging. As you've kind of gone lower into the mine and rounded around the corner on these mine tracks, that driving, not quite pulsating, more of like a continuous static of that like abjuration, conjuration, and necromancy grows stronger the deeper and lower you get. But nothing new or excessive besides your party members. I'll say that you have noticed that the gargoyle creatures do ping with necromancy. And they're almost like little mirrors of whatever energy is happening to the south. To the south, like from where you're at, just like due south from you, but it's deeper and deeper underground. Ooh, I will say, Johnny would also see at the very north part of the foundry, the bottom of the winch shaft. You know what? Hold on, gang. I think I might be able to make a map out of this one.
Oh, shit.
Give me just a moment.
The moment is given.
Let you guys digest that.
Yeah, I'm trying. That's a lot.
Okay. I think I got it. Well, I need to switch over to Master. Alright, there we go. So if we look at the map, the big human face smelters are to the left over here. there's a large kind of low churning river that snakes its way and provides some of the cooling needed for this level of mining and smelting. The center is that large pool of iron that begins to drip and is funneled south towards that green light. You guys are about 100 or so feet in the mining tunnel in the bottom right corner. The stairs leading up where that gargoyle is directly north. The winch shaft is at the very north point. And there are 3 gargoyles at each top of there with a number of miners. You're looking at about 8 or so at each one of them. Each one of the smelters. Then leading out towards the western wall, up along a ridge, you see there is a tunnel that continues on further along to where supposedly one of the guardians is located. And that is what Johnny is seeing right now. Seeing and sniffing.
I relay all of that information in a very long-winded explanation that everyone's just gonna see in a minute anyways. But I did it.
Is that winding piece that is that water, right?
Yes, that is indeed water.
I have no idea how to go about this one.
Well, taking the high ground's never a bad idea, so maybe we just try and get up those steps. Seems like them statues with wings are going to be flying about, so last thing any of us wants is to get pushed into a lake of fire.
Yeah,
That is true. I believe there's 4 of them that's in there as well.
and that would allow us to retreat back into an area that we know we've already cleared out. Yeah,
Okay.
that's probably the wisest option. Uh, yeah, I don't know that we can plan any better than that with all these variables.
A lot of moving parts, quite literally.
Um, I guess just the rule of thumb: if someone makes a decision and moves outside the plan, that we at least try to stick together. Don't leave anyone to do their work alone.
So, any priorities on how we want to deal with these gargoyles in here, or
Hopefully they'll just come for us, but I don't know if they start killing the slaves. Although I don't know why they would do that. They want them for their labor, so they're probably gonna come straight for us.
and so you're saying we hold our ground then?
Yeah, on that platform, like Joe said, and if we get overwhelmed, we retreat backwards.
One other contingency we should think about is we know that there is something south of this foundry here, so we should keep in mind if they decide to break ranks and go get backup. Do we try and I don't know rush across and find this possible thing, or do we this possible helper in whatever this ancient dwarven magic is, or do we just stay our ground and take the licks as they come?
That's a
I
great
mean,
point.
seeing as how we're not the sneakiest group, I think we should see if we're noticed, and if we're not noticed, then I don't think it's a smart idea for all of us to try and sneak out there.
Hmm.
Wait, what?
What?
I think he was saying that once things got started, if one of them like retreats deeper in to go get help,
Oh,
that we make a rush to go for Whirl rather than wait for us to get
gotcha.
overwhelmed.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah, it sounds smart to me. Wicked smart.
Yeah. I agree. If they try to go into that south room, we can try and close them off there. Should have enough room to move around without worrying too much.
So, break it down for me, gang. What's the plan here?
I think we're gonna rush the gargoyle that's on the raised platform with the stairs just north of where we're gonna be coming in. Take
Oh,
him out. And then hope that they come for us, and if they retreat deeper in, we are going to go for Whirl.
gotcha. Okay. Interacting through the tracks.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okie. Then you make it to the kind of the entrance where the tracks lead out into the foundry. Pull back Johnny. Prepare yourselves. Each of these spaces in here count as 10 feet. So to get to the stairs, it's going to get 10, 20, 30. Then it's 30 feet up. And then 60, 70, 80. He is 80 feet away. So, what we'll have us do right now is you guys roll for initiative.
Once more. Ugh.
21. 15. But what about Rornak?
Sorry, rolling now.
18. Okay. Okay. So you guys are making a dead sprint for this one. Is what I'm gathering. That we're just going to rush the gargoyle that is on top of the platform.
Yeah, I think so.
Then I'll say you guys do go first because you're going from a tunnel to out and about. So at the top is indeed Jove.
Okay. I will use 25 feet. Actually, I think it makes more sense for me to dash. So I'll dash 50. So then it'll be 30 feet away from me. Correct?
Absolutely.
I will
You
do that.
go from the tunnel up the stairs to the platform. Just
Then
barely get to the top.
Aquila is going to move her 40 feet and then be taking the dodge action. So she'll be 10 feet behind me.
Absolutely. As Keela goes most of the ways up the stairs. Then
Ooh,
it is...
and I still have Hunter's Mark up, so I'll use my bonus action to move it over to that individual.
Gotcha. Then it is Rornak.
Alrighty. So, you said it was 10 feet? per each of these squares then?
Mm-hmm.
Am I able to get? I don't know if I'm able to get those stairs then without sprinting, right?
Without sprinting, no.
Gotcha. Okay. Um, Rornak will go ahead and do that then. We'll sprint for the stairs and ready the spear. And Jove didn't attack yet, right?
He has not. He had to
Okay.
use 50 feet.
Gotcha.
So if you sprint with your 40 feet, you can make it all the way to the gargoyle and be right on him. Since you have 80 feet of movement.
Gotcha. Yeah, Rornak will go ahead and sprint to get up there then.
Gotcha.
Unable to take an attack, but he will definitely get up the stairs so he can get near.
Then it is Freddy.
I'm going to move 30 feet towards the stairs, and I'm going to hold a firebolt for first enemy that I see within the range of 120 feet. Are there other enemies within 120 feet?
From there, 1, 2, 3. The one directly across, the one in the center one, would be right at your range.
Okay. Since they haven't attacked yet, I would notice that. I would still hold it until someone does something. I don't want to be the one to start everything off, since I don't want people coming for me. I kind of want to be a afterthought.
Gotcha.
So I'm gonna hold my action to cast Firebolt on him, unless I can see the guy up on the stairs. Then I would go for him.
Yeah, from this angle, you have a
whenever-
better shot at the one across the way.
Whenever something happens from our squad, and then I'm going to use my bonus action to send a Johnny over to Rory.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Then it is Jasper.
I think Jasper is going to cunning action dash to get the 80 feet. Since Rory's kind of occupying that space, she's gonna use her action to dash and get around to the gargoyle's other side to give Rory flanking on his next turn.
Are you using your action or your bonus action to dash?
Both.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Gotcha.
And then, honestly, since this fight is probably gonna be a bit nasty, I think she's gonna use her action surge now and get an attack in.
Go for it. Do so with advantage.
Thank you. Nice. Okay. That's a 17 to hit.
That'll hit.
No, hold on. That's a 22 to hit.
Hey,
Rather.
that'll
No.
definitely hit.
Not bad. 12 magical slashing.
Gotcha. Yeah, you slice into this creature, filleting off a bit of its like arms, flesh and stone, and you see after cutting through the stone beneath this greenish flesh, the same color as Rornak's.
Jeez.
Yep, we know what we're dealing with.
Well, that's my turn.
You got it. We go to the top of initiative.
On that action, my firebolt goes off.
Go for it. Make an attack against the one in the middle.
That is a 10.
As you fire it across this lake of molten iron, the heat literally lifts your firebolt. It gains in size and momentum and explodes above the gargoyle.
higher than 10, y'all.
Indeed it is. We go to the top of initiative.
Monsters?
And it is starting off with Jove.
All right, Jove is going to use what? So that's 20. He's 50. So yeah, he'll do 25 feet. Yeah, I guess he'll do 20 straight forward and 5 like one adjacent as best as he can, just so Rory's not directly in front of him. And as he is coming along the way, he is going to be throwing 2 javelins. So the
Let's see.
first one is going to be a crit fail. So I'll just go ahead and re-roll that right now.
Catchphrase.
That is going to be a 24.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay, Akila's going to be spitting a little lightning on this. So the first one is going to be 13 piercing, 2 lightning.
Okay.
And then going to let loose a second javelin. Oh, I got a halfling crit fail of a 2. So
Ew.
that gives me an 8.
That
And
does not do.
then Akila will follow behind. I want her to be like lateral to me, but more easterly. And can she kind of like see, now that we're up on this platform, can she see what's going on down east through this little corridor?
Uh,
After my guys.
yeah. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
She's got a 6.
A 6. It slopes upwards for a while, and then out of sight.
Gotcha. She will be taking the dodge action. Most importantly, she didn't see any enemies or anything up there at the moment, but she is going to take the dodge action. Excuse me, and that is going to be us.
It is then that gargoyle you guys have attack's turn. So it is going to make 2 attacks. One against Rornak, one against Jasper. Jasper. It rolls a crit fail. Okay. Then against Rornak, that's a fucking 7.
Wow.
As
Caught with his pants down.
completely overwhelmed by your guys' sudden appearance and strikes. Yeah, that's its turn as we go over to Rornak.
Alrighty, time to start unloading here with a couple attacks. And that is, ooh, that's right, that's with flanking too. Okay, so a normal 20 for the first hit, and a 19.
A 20 and a 19.
Yes.
That both will hit.
Okay, so altogether that is for 14 bludgeoning damage. Or actually,
Gotcha.
that's piercing because I drew the spear on that. So that's piercing. Sorry.
14 piercing.
And then we will go for the bonus action strike. Believe that one doesn't hit. That's a 17.
A 17 does hit.
You have a Johnny too. Just a reminder.
Ooh, true.
Okay, well, I will say you can't use this one because the 17 does hit. I've already said it. So, okay. 17 does hit.
17 hits.
Mhm.
That is totally fine. So it will take another 8 bludgeoning. So altogether 22.
22 altogether.
And that is all for Rory.
Absolutely. The gargoyle at the northmost molten smelter spreads out its earthen fleshy wings with a sickening oh, hold on one second. All right, Zach just had his baby, so had to take a second and congratulate him on that one. So, way to go, Dad. So, my old roommate Zach, congratulations, buddy. You finally did it. So cool. A bit of life for this this Arc of Death. Dope. I have that one saved forever. That gargoyle at the northmost smelter is going to spread out its wings and begin to take flight. As almost imagine like gargoyles from the beloved 90s show begins to glide down towards you. In this
How long is it gonna take?
Yep, and this sickening amalgamation of flesh, stone, and crystal, all affixed to this stone mask. That's 60 feet, so it gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh. Yeah, it is going to use its action to dash over and get behind you, Jasper, landing not with like a graceful land, but almost like crashing straight from into that platform, rolling through its wings, picking them up and then pushing itself back onto its feet. Then it goes to Freddy.
That's the me one. Can I still see one?
Oh yeah, absolutely. The one that you fired at has not moved yet.
Okay, but I cannot see Jasper,
From this angle and with that other gargoyle in the way, no, not from here.
and I cannot. Can I see Joe?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to turn on my Zanzan, and you know it never misses, man. And shoot a magic missile at the one that I can see off in the distance.
Absolutely. The one off in the distance?
Yeah.
All
So
right.
that's 3 darts, each dealing 3 force damage.
All right, so for 9 force damage?
9 force damage.
9 force damage to him. You got it.
And then bonus action to send Johnny over to Jove.
All right, Jove, you receive a Johnny.
Wait.
That gargoyle, it is now its turn after receiving those force missiles from you. Is going to glide down and use its action and land right in front of you, Freddy. Does not get to use its attack, though. Now, it is Jasper.
Don't love being sandwiched between a rock and another rock. She is probably gonna just try to double down and kill the first one.
Go ahead and make that attack with advantage.
Will do. Oh boy. Oh, that's much better. That's a 25 to hit.
That'll definitely hit.
Oh my god. That is minimum damage on the sneak attack for 6 magical slashing.
Oh, wow. Luckily for you, it is enough. How do you want to do this?
Oh, wow. Yeah, I think with the low damage and what just happened, I think, like, she is startled by this other one coming down behind her. She makes, like, a wild swing at the one she was hitting without even really looking at him, and just manages to just clip him, like cut one of his wings off or something, as she wheels around to raise her shield towards this other one.
As the wing is sliced off of the back of this creature, it exposes the flesh, and inside you see almost a mechanical working of crystalline organs, and there's a spray of dark molasses-like ichor that splatters across from you, and it is cold to the touch, only seemingly warmed by the smelting irons around, but no internal heat.
Ugh.
Like cold, sticky motor oil.
Yummy. I think she's gonna also strafe around this gargoyle she's now facing to give Rory the opportunity to just run up and flank it.
Alright, thank you. Otherwise, I was gonna go around it.
Yeah.
Appreciate
And yeah, that'll be her turn.
The third gargoyle will take flight. Let's see. Ooh. Seeing one destroyed. Flies down from its smelter and goes up to the first one of the miners and dunks him into the smelting iron.
Fuck.
And there's a...
Fuck.
And it gets
That's
two.
gonna
It
add
gets two
another
actions, so it adds a second one in.
Jesus.
That's going to be its turn as we go back to, well, it's the miner's turn on the other side. Let's see, what did they do in this moment? Two of the mining teams don't stop. The ones that are attached to the chain, we're going to have them make contested athletics. Oh, as they begin to run. The remaining 6 on the chain gang, with a 19 and a 16, rolled for the team, begin to run away from there. They're only moving at half speed because of their exhaustion levels as they begin rounding around the lake, heading towards the train tracks. We'll go back to Jove.
Seeing this nice little opening that Jasper has given him, Jove is going to bonus action move that hunter's mark to his new quarry, and then he's gonna take out the electrum spear and then just full tilt sprint, trying to do a shield bash and get this thing with the tip of the electrum spear. Would this be considered flanking?
Yes.
Wondrous. Oh, so close to greatness. Let's crit fish. So close. We're looking at 26 there, Cat, for the first one.
That'll hit.
Akila's going to throw a little bit of that, a little extra juice on there for me. Ooh. That is going to be... That is going to be 13 piercing, 5 lightning for a total of 18. And then, oh, I'm sorry, actually, 11 piercing, 5 lightning for a total of 16.
Gotcha.
Since I'm using the electrum spear and I don't have that fighting style. And then we'll, after kind of bashing into this thing and feeling the electrum spear catch purchase, he will then kind of do the Spartan shield push back and take another strike with the spear. And that is looking at an 18.
Yep, that will definitely hit.
And then we are looking at, going to use Piercer to re-roll one of those. Beautiful. So that is going to be for 9 piercing.
Gotcha. Yeah, you're driving the electrum spear in between the cracks in the armor, finding that many of these creations have fissures and spacing in between. And as you've continued to fight against them, you've just gotten better at exploiting these, finding your strikes landing true, breaking whatever remains inside these creatures.
And Aquila is going to want to get in on this action too, and so she on her actually no, I can't because I already used my bonus action this turn to move Hunter's Mark. So she is going to hang back and take the dodge action, and that will be our turn.
Gotcha. That one's dead, so Rornak.
Alrighty. So Rornak will. So I can position myself to attack this one, right? I know Job does rain up here, but do
Yes.
I have? Yeah.
You've got plenty of movement to do so.
Cool. Just wasn't sure how crowded it was with that, but I will position myself for that. And is that still with flanking?
Yes.
It's a good thing too, because that first one was a crit fail, and instead it's a normal 20.
That'll
I feel
hit.
like Joe. Yep.
That must be what Joe feels like.
So that's how that feels.
Indeed.
And then for the second hit, I'll roll that too. And that's for a 17, so I know that.
That also hit.
So altogether, that is for 16 piercing, and we will go for the follow-up melee. For 21.
That'll hit.
Yup. That's for another 6 bludgeoning. So, I believe that's another 22 altogether.
How do you want to do this?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like almost like a 3-way shish kebab here between everybody that's getting involved in this and stabbing in on it. And so Rory almost like kind of pivoting as he's doing like the first 2 jabs, kind of stalking around it, almost like holding the spear kind of like above Jove as he does the first one and gets into the position with the second one. And like as he drives it in and gets up close to it, it's just he holds the spear close with one hand and then just takes his right hand off and just gives it just like a great uppercut as he gets in right up close to its gut, and just smashes what bits of rock are there covering what he can only imagine is a Gitsurai blank face underneath it. And yeah, he almost knows it's there and is like appalled by it as he goes for a strike at that with the last fist.
However, as you remove your fist, whatever was underneath there is now just a broken mess. As its body lands heavily on the platform. Any movement from you?
He will stand pat because he knows the plan was originally to hold our ground here at first. So he will just stay and just kind of survey where the gargoyles go.
Freddy, your move.
Have I heard these gargoyles talk at all?
No, you have not. They have been disturbingly quiet. They don't appear to make any noise. They don't even make like a grunting or a panting noise. They just creak and rumble.
Well, I still want to take a chance on this. I'm going to whip out my staff and actually, is the one that's killing the miners, is he within 60 feet of me?
60 feet of you. Good question. He'd be right here. Ooh, you are 30 feet away from being within range of that.
Alright, then I don't do that. That makes my decision easier. Okay, so I'm going to wrap around. At this point, I'm like more than 20 feet away from all my allies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to wrap around the gargoyle that's on me. So I'm on the other side of him, and I'm going to use Thunder Wave.
Okay.
Constitution saving throw.
That's a crit fail.
Yeah, it is. So he takes 4 thunder damage and is pushed 10 feet away from me. And then I move my remaining movement up the stairs and towards my party.
I will say, with a crit fail, that movement is doubled. And since he counts as a large creature, that would push him into the lake of molten iron. So, when one falls into the lake of molten iron, they take quite a bit of extra damage. So 4 thunder damage, doubled, because they're vulnerable to thunder, to 8 damage.
I had a suspicion.
And then they take 8d10 fire damage. I'm going to need some d10s.
I have D&D Beyond. I can roll them for you if you want.
I got it.
Okay.
10, 14, 34, another 14, 48, 15. Okay, so, Freddy, you send out a thunder wave. Give me some flavor.
So he's just kind of freaking out, just like trying to size up the situation. Then he realizes probably the first priority is the giant gargoyle thing that's in front of him. While he can't see his party members, they're actually not visible to him right now. He's like, I should probably, get back to them. And so he thinks about the thunder wave that he recently picked up, and is like, oh, well, I guess I picked it up for a reason. I specifically said in case I get in a situation where I need to get something away from me. It's my get out of jail card. So he kind of just wraps around and just strums his harp, and like instead of harp noises, it makes like electric guitar shredding noises, as just like some real hard metal noises come out of the harp and just like shoot back at the gargoyle and push him into the molten iron. And then kind of using the push's opposite reaction, he just kind of like uses that push to push him up the stairs, and he almost stumbles over himself running up the stairs with the extra force as he meets up with his party at the top, and kind of tucks himself behind them into that little corridor at the top of the stairs.
And as this wave of thunder's energy erupts from your small magical performance right there, it blows back this creature. You see the wings snap from its frame and fall to the sides as it is hurled backwards into this pool of molten iron. There's a splash as its entire form is covered, as it reaches out like Terminator style, one last hand reaching out to the sides as it slowly fades into the pool. As it received over 50 points of fire damage.
Ouchie.
And died. However, as that goes out, that thunder wave emits a boom that rips through the cavern, echoing into every nook and cranny in a 300-foot radius. But that creature is dead, so we move on down. Well, that gargoyle is dead. That'd be Jasper.
She looks over to where the noise came from to see Freddy running up the stairs, and just kind of shakes her head and looks over at where the last gargoyle is dunking people into the molten iron. Where exactly on the map is this one currently?
If you look at the bottommost smelter, that 10-foot square right in front of it on the south side, it is in that area, that square exactly.
I think she looks at Jove and says, Should I go stop that thing?
And you just see Jove. I like to imagine that he's got his Aquila eyes on right now, and they just kind of flash back to the hazel, and you see Joe's face and a stern nod.
With that, she like rockets off, using her cunning action to dash. How far does that initial dash get her?
That would. Are you going down the stairs?
No, she'll run down the side with her slippers.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. That'll get you to right at the end of the mining cart tracks. Right to the left of that. That'll get you right there with the initial 80 feet.
Yeah. With that sonic boom that just happened, she's afraid of getting just totally surrounded. But yeah, I think she'll put her axe away and pull out a throwing dagger. Is it within 60 feet?
From right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, just at 60 feet. I'll give it to you.
Beautiful. Thank you. She'll take that at disadvantage then and just hope to get its attention. Oh, probably will not. With 11 to hit.
Shoo, 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 shoo. Bink. It strikes against the gargoyle, bouncing off into the river of molten iron next to it.
Yeah, that's about
And
right. That'll be her turn.
it is then that gargoyle's turn as it is going. It did notice your presence with that strike, so it's going to fly and like this big leap, and like a flap of its wings and hop across. Use its 60 feet of flying speed to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right there, and land right next to you, cutting you off from the miners. As it's going to make 2 attacks against you, Jasper.
Okay.
That is a. Whoop. Where's my stat block? A 15.
She'll raise her shield and block that one.
The next one is a 16.
Yeah, manages to block that one as well.
Ooh, close. All right, that's its turn. Back to the top with Jove.
Job is just always impressed by the legs on Jasper and Rornak. Like starting this thing out, he's like, "Yeah, I'm the first one out the gate. I'm gonna be sprinting," and having literally just running circles around him. So you can just Rornak, since you're still up there, you can just kind of hear him grunt as he's okay, and he will. She's 80, so yeah, he'll dash to get 50 feet closer. Then because Jasper got 80, right? Was her movement? Gotcha. And then we'll use his bonus action to allow Aquila to dash 80 feet, but I want her to be kind of like lateral to Jasper, but further north, if that makes any sense. So not like right on her or in the vicinity, in the attack radius of the gargoyle, but still very close by.
Okay, so if Jasper is on the space in between where there's that pool of molten iron, and then on the right is like the end of the train cart rails, Akil would be directly north at the end of that.
Correct.
Gotcha. Done.
And that's us.
All right, then it is Rornak's turn.
Alrighty. see. If Rornak, because Rornak could throw something here too, but I don't imagine they're within 60 feet.
Of where you're at right now, no.
Yeah.
But if you moved 40 feet and got down the stairs, then yes.
How high up are the stairs even?
You're about 30 feet up.
30 feet up. Rornak is gonna jump off, and I will reaction slow fall on that too.
Alright. You take no damage.
Nice. And I will. If I move my 30 feet, would I be within 20 feet of range, or would I need to go further than that to not have disadvantage?
If you moved your 30 feet and stuck to the closer to the pool of iron, then yeah, you could get right behind Jasper. There'd only be basically Jasper in the way of you.
Okay. I will do that then and move my 30 feet there. And I will go ahead and throw. I'm going to throw the dart because I am scared of throwing that spirit into some molten lava. So
Sure, go for it.
I've rolled 2 crit fails in one go. I'm just scared right now. And that is a 19.
That'll hit.
Nice.
And you see Aquila kind of spit up some of her phlegm. So go ahead and add that d6 of lightning.
Beautiful. Okay, so that is going to be 4, 9 piercing, and 2 lightning.
9 piercing, 2 lightning. You got it.
I have a total on that one. Yeah, I think that's all because I can't do the bonus action attack from here. So, yup.
Alright, Freddy.
That's the me one. I'm going to just go to the edge and cast a firebolt at it.
Go for it.
Oh, that's a natty!
Wow.
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 Fucking golf clap.
Yeah.
2 in one go?
I guess
I
this
don't know that
firebolt's
Alder
really like,
ever did that.
really
Damn.
like Gargoyles.
Yeah.
I rolled almost minimum on the damage though, so it's only 23.
Yeah. 23, it'll take that. It's not destroyed, but you did blast a huge hole through one of its wings.
Yeah, and seeing his Johnny's still running around the battlefield, he's just gonna hold on to his third one because we're probably not gonna need it until later.
Alright, then. It is Jasper's turn.
So through a combination of factors, one being her allies' like intense ranged bombardment on this thing, and 2 because it has shown a proclivity towards junking people in molten iron, she's gonna go ahead and take a dodge action. And just kind of stay in its grill and use her free action to re-equip her battle axe.
Gotcha.
And that'll be it.
Now, so it's going to make 2 attacks with disadvantage on you. Oh, good play right there. That saved you from a crit. That's only an 11.
Yeah, no, it doesn't even get through her armor.
The second one is also an 11. That's a natural 19 next to it.
Dope.
Okay. Jove.
All right. So he had moved the 50 feet. So now he is in range with his javelins. He will position himself in such a way so he's not throwing at Jasper's back. But that said, he will let loose. Oh, actually, he's going to first use bonus action to move Hunter's Mark to this one. And then throw that first javelin, which is a 26 or 25. And then the second one is another crit fail. That's 3 for those who are counting along at home for the session. And then that makes it a 15
That'll hit.
for the second. Okay. So,
Three crit fails to 1 halfling crit fail.
yep.
The math is
Not a bad
baffling.
ratio. It truly is. Truly is. Since Aquila already used her reaction this round, she can't do it till her turn resets. So the first one is going to be 14 piercing. And the second will be got to re-roll with piercer. Sometimes that happens. That is going to be 10 for the second one.
How do you want to do this?
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, just a quick volley of 2, just to, if there was a big hole punctured in the wing, he's going to try and hit that second wing and see if he can literally pin that wing to the ground as best he can. Maybe the first one hits the wing and then the second one is more of a body shot, but that's what he's going for.
Absolutely. As you pin it straight to the ground, both wings sprayed out wide, almost like you're pinning it like a collection, straight into the earth of this. And with the sickening, its body stops moving. That after Jove, with your passive of 17, you hear down the tunnel that is throwing out this static green light, a low sound of earthen wings flapping.
With that knowledge, Jove will use his movement and Aquila's movement to move south they want to hug that wall that is south of the tracks that we're kind of at the very end of. Does that make sense?
So you want to hug the wall that's south of the tracks. Where did you want to end up?
That's really where I want to go, because if he's thinking that the green, if we're looking at the bottom, like, third of this thing, if light is emanating out of what the mine is there, he wants to hug, so he's kind of so that they're not in the immediate sight line of something that comes bursting through that southern rim.
Okay, how many feet away from the entrance of that southern cavern would you like to be?
They want to stay, like, on the same... They're not trying to move laterally at all. They're just moving straight south from where they are.
All
So
right,
they wanna-
moving straight south, then you'd be 3 squares back from the entrance.
Wondrous.
Gotcha. Okie dokie. After Jove, there's the sound of flapping wings as from that cave entrance, another one of these gargoyle-like creatures flaps into view. Its body glowing with a bright green energy as it enters into the space. It's 30 feet in the air. It's going to use that whole turn to get into the room. As it scans, looking for whatever just caused that last burst of sound. Scanning the room, it sees what is closest, which would be that would, from its sight, would be you, Rornak. As its head twists at an unnatural angle, you feel a green light wash over you. A heavy, thick, maddening light. And it is now your move. This thing is about 30 feet up in the air. From there, that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, directly to your left, about 30 feet in the center of kind of the molten iron pool, and about 30 feet up. You see another one of these creatures gaze at you.
Seeing that, Rornak is going to. He will attempt to throw the dart. I know that's with disadvantage here.
Yeah,
but
go for it.
He'll attempt it. That is a 14.
That will not hit, unfortunately.
Unfortunate. With his movement, would he? I know I jumped off of the platform. Would he be able to kind of get close back to the platform, like with his back sort of against the wall, or like?
With your movement, yeah, you could get your back up against that.
Okay, he'll start. Yeah, he'll start moving back, so that way he kind of has at least like a wall between him. And then bonus action, I will use a key point for patient defense
Gotcha. That
as
is...
he keeps his eye on it and just kind of gets a readying stance as he gets something kind of steady behind him as well.
All right. It is then Freddy's turn. Freddy.
I am still at the ledge of the thing, so I'm going to just do another firebolt at the new guy.
Do it. Do it.
Does a 9 hit?
It does not, unfortunately.
Alright, AC's higher than a 9 on this one.
Dang, that's a new one.
That's my turn.
It is then Jasper.
It's isn't really her thing. It's pretty far away. But yeah. She's gonna stand like 5 feet away from the molten iron and just throw a dagger at disadvantage, I think.
Go for it.
Oh wow. That's a regular 20 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Nice.
Go ahead and roll that extra d6 of lightning.
Fuck
Yeah.
Thank you, Aquila. Nice. So that's going to be 7 piercing and 4 lightning.
Nice. Yeah, as you're able to plunge a dagger into the area where the wing and the back meet with a click. Just a little bit of Aquila's lightning to drive it in deep.
Yeah, she feels fucking good about that. That'll be her turn.
Absolutely. It is... Those creatures will move. The miners will continue to run. They have made it to about the entrance of the... If they're moving at half speed, so another 31, 2, 3. They are just getting past the lake, heading towards the minecart rails. The other miners just continue to work as if nothing is happening. We go back to the top with Jove.
Gotcha. So I got a rusty picture of where this thing is in the air, but I don't think I can. It's like 30 feet up, right?
Yes, indeed.
Okay, so pretty much no matter what, it's going to be disadvantage for this javelin throw. So he'll just stay where he is and throw some disadvantage, some javelin throws here. Okay, so for the first one, we've got... That's good. That's bad. That is... that's 11. So the first one misses. Actually, I still have a Johnny.
Yep.
And I gotta get a 4.
It's a D8 now.
That's right. All right, we're gonna go ahead and roll it. So I got 11. Come on, Johnny.
Get him, Johnny.
Oh no, not quite. So that's only for 2. So that will miss.
That
Appreciate
was an attack, right?
That was an attack.
I need to make
yes.
Constitution saving throw.
Yes.
That's a 9.
That fails. It takes 2 thunder damage.
Takes 4 thunder damage.
Aha!
Yee. All right, and then this second attack is another fucking crit fail. I swear to
Oh my
God.
sweet Christ.
Oh my God.
You're actually
Order
cursed.
1 backer.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter anyways because it's only 11.
Yeah, that's 2 misses.
Then I suppose if he can kind of position himself and Aquila, because if these miners are starting to work their way, nah, they're gonna move further north, kind of retracking the exact same spot that they just left from last turn, if that makes any sense. So they're gonna move back more northbound this time.
Okie dokie.
And that's turn.
It is then, that gargoyle is now going to come at you, Rornak. Flies over and lands in front of you. Makes 2 attacks.
With disadvantage.
With disadvantage, correct. Yep. That is only 13. And that second one, okay, that's not bad. That's 17.
That meets, so we'll hit.
All right, you take 6 points of slashing damage as it brings one of these long, like stone and crystal claws up against you. Where flesh ends and stone and crystal begins, digs into your flesh.
Oof.
All right, it is then your turn, Rornak.
Alrighty. Well, not a huge fan of that, but I got him where I want him now, so you're gonna take our attacks, and I will roll the Johnny with me as well this time. So first one, with the help of Johnny, that is a 23.
That'll hit. Or let me roll the con save. Okay, that one passes. That's a 20.
And then, yeah, second one hits with a 24.
Indeed.
So 2 piercing kills here. For 17 piercing. And then, we'll stay aggressive and we'll go for the other attack. And, almost got the nat 20, but it just rolled to the 2.
Oh, that will not do. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It was skidding on the 20 and then it just went over. Oh well.
All right. Any movement from you?
No. He's kind of where he wants to be, so he'll just kind of stay with his back towards the platform there, and that's all for me.
After Rornak, another one of these creatures emerges, crawling from the sides around, and comes around the corner, and sees you there, Jove, and glides down to you, and is going to make 2 attacks. All right. One of them is a 14. One of them is a 16.
All right. Jove whips around and hides behind his shield and is able to block both of them.
Gotcha. It is then Freddy's turn.
Let's do another firebolt.
Against the one on
Yeah.
Rornak or the one against Jove?
That's a good question. There's only one. There's 2.
Yeah, another one has crawled out from the lit up green cavern.
Oh.
The old one is
Wait, that's
fighting
one.
Rornak. The new one is fighting Jove.
Oh, I didn't know there was an old one left. Okay.
The
The
old
new
new one. There's a
The
new
old
one, and there's an old new
Okay.
one.
Gotcha. Okay. That makes more sense.
I knew we'd get it.
Yeah. I'll do the old new one
Mm-hmm.
for 22 to hit.
Sweet Murphy, yes. You guys are rolling hot.
Sure are.
That's 13 fire.
13 fire. Yeah, you blast open its exposed back, showering Rornak in hot bits of flesh and crystalline stone.
So, anyways, I started blasting.
Anyways, I don't aim so good.
And I think now I'm gonna send a Johnny over to Jasper.
Beautiful.
All
So
right.
there's that. And that's my turn.
After Freddy's turn, you see a third one of these creatures crawl in on the left side of the cavern. However, that's its whole movement to get there. So that's its turn. Then is Jasper.
Yeah, third one appearing has changed this a bit. Okay. We're going to... We're gonna run up to the one fighting Rory. How's it looking?
Very hurt. It has taken many darts, spears, your dagger, a firebolt.
Okay.
You can see huge chunks of it are blown off. It is leaking that dark motor oil-like substance.
Okay. We're gonna go ahead and use my second fighting spirit. She's gonna take those deep breaths and clear her mind. And give herself 5 temp HP and advantage on this strike.
Go ahead and make that attack.
Beautiful. Let's go for a crit. Nope. So that's 23 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
For 10 magical slashing.
10 magical slashing. How do you want to do this?
I think taking out its wings when it's flying over molten iron sounds good, so she's gonna just hack off one of its wings and let the lava do the rest.
It has flown back to meet Rornak. So in this one, you just cleave straight through a wing, and then as you pull back from it, its wing kind of like juts out and almost snaps backwards at the sudden lack of weight on this body, and you see just this spine just tear asunder.
Beautiful.
Mm.
And then I think she's going to say, Rory, go help Jove. And she's going. Where's the third new one?
It is on the wall, striking down at Jove, who is 3 tiles away from the entrance, up against the southern wall.
So the third new one's attacking Jove as well.
Yes. No. So there's the old new one that you killed.
Mm-hmm.
There's the new one that's attacking Jove, and then there's the new one, which is on the left side of the entrance into the foundry, coming from the greenlit room.
That's the one I'm interested in. I think Jasper is going to, if she needs to, use her cunning action to dash. Oh no, I used my bonus action already. Womp womp. Yeah, she's going to move up kind of as close as she can get to the newest one while staying a healthy 5 feet away from the iron and call it there.
You got it. You move down to assist Jove. Those are the miners who have made it into the mine track tunnel. Back to the top of Jove.
Jove is going to equip his Electrum Spear. He's going to use the bonus action to move Hunter's Mark to the one directly in front of him. And is going to make 2 strikes, looking to get the inner legs of this thing. First
Yeah,
one.
you are.
Damn right. First one is a miss with an 11. Second one is a fucking nat 20, yo. God damn.
Yeah.
Quite a few.
Yeah, right? This is fucking
It's a
gnarly.
good session.
Yeah, this is fuck. We are rolling hot. Okay, so this is. Got 6, 12. Did I? Yeah, so I'll use Akila's reaction to add the d6.
The Hunter's Mark, the Piercer.
The piercer, the regular. So we've got 1, 2, 3. So that's 4d6. So that's 24 plus 3 since I'm using. So that's 27. We'll roll some d6s here. Reroll one of those. Same thing. 10. 30. So that's going to be 41 altogether. It doesn't matter if it's lightning or.
Not particularly in this instance.
Okay, so then all total would be 41.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah,
exploiting just the nature of these stitched-on wings. You guys are just ripping through them, cleaving, piercing, smashing, tearing, just exploiting every crack and weakness in these creatures' bodies, exploiting their sheer weight and their size. What they've given up in their speed and the grace for their airborne mobility has cost them greatly, and you guys know just how to exploit it. You don't kill it, but you like shear one of its wings at a place. There's like a flap of like skin on top of it that like lifts up and down as it moves, but without quite clear. It's like nearly headless Nick style. Yeah.
And then Akila will keep her healthy distance behind me, taking the dodge action. And yeah, I think that's a pretty good turn.
Rornak.
Alrighty. So how far away is Jove then from me? Like
40 feet.
40 feet? Okay. So I could make it over there.
Yes, you could.
Yeah. Rornak will. Yeah. Do I want to use? Rornak will go ahead and disengage.
Oh, that thing's dead.
Oh, I didn't realize that was the one that.
Yeah, Jasper cleaved it.
Beautiful. Gotcha. Well then, I will definitely move the 40 feet. I know that places me at Jove. Am I in melee range of the other one?
You could, yes.
I could. Okay, sweet. Then I will do just that. Make an attack. And so that is a normal 20 for the first one.
That'll hit.
It's a crit fail on the last one.
Ooh.
I will. If you go down, I'll pick you up. I'm so sorry. Rolling damage.
Go ahead and roll damage on the first and the second one.
Okay, that's 10 piercing on the first, and 7 piercing on the second.
When we go ahead, what do you want to do for your third move?
For the third move, go ahead and do the bonus action attack.
Let's see it.
I know it's spicy, so let's go for it.
I'm taking that 7, right?
You are indeed.
Yeah, I keep doing that. That's a 17.
That'll hit.
Beautiful. Roll the unarmed strike. And that is 10 bludgeoning with that.
How do you want to kill this while also dealing damage to Jove? Give me some flavor.
He's like, I see it as like he's going like full movement towards this thing, right? And he just like shoves the spear straight into it. And he almost like grips on like close to the spear and like tries to like just shove it in deeper, and that's where almost like the unarmed strike comes into it, as he's just like forcing this thing through the gargoyle, and he actually forces the spear through almost too much, and it nicks poor Jove there on the other side.
Just so, as another one of these creatures perishes. All right, after Rornak, because I think that's your action, bonus action, movement, is Freddy.
Guess what I'm gonna do?
Firebolt the one on the wall?
Yeah. He's the only one left, right?
Yes.
16?
16 will hit.
Whoa! Whoa! 14 fire!
Nice.
Another blast into the wings.
That's how low I've been rolling. You know all those other rolls that were like about that when I crit? That was a non-crit.
All right, then it's Jasper's turn. Actually, sorry. It is the one on the wall's turn first. My bad.
Okay.
As it did not like that, Freddy, so it is going to fly over to you and make 2 strikes.
He was that close?
He's got a lot of flying speed.
Oh.
Yeah, and he could just fly over stuff. That first one is a 16.
That hits.
And the second one, it's an 8.
That misses.
Take
Every
9
time you
points.
make that noise, I'm like, that could still hit.
That's 9 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
As it rips into you with one of those fleshy emerald claws.
Alright.
It is then Jasper's turn.
How far away is it right now?
It is on Freddy.
It's next to me, and I'm on the ledge of the.
Okay, I'm gonna
the
have
thing.
to dash. I assume. Am I in range after a dash?
With 80 feet of movement, you could get up to Freddy.
Okay. Am I just within melee, or do
You
I
would be
have to-
just within melee.
Okay. So regular old roll on this. one.
However, it is if you hit sneak attack.
Okay.
You're hitting it kind of from the side, so it's not flanking, so you won't get advantage on the strike, but it will be sneak attack because it's within 5 feet of your ally.
Right. I would miss. I'm gonna take the gamble and roll Johnny on that one. Still won't hit, but does the Johnny con save.
That's a crit fail.
What'd you roll on the Bardic Inspiration
A
die?
3.
Takes 3 thunder.
6 thunder.
Yeah, it does. As a part of it is blown off from the explosion of Johnny, as your axe strikes and lands on a particularly hard part, but you see the fissure crack open from the thunder damage. All right, after Jasper, you all see another one of these creatures
God.
climb out, this one on the right side of the wall, followed by the miners, who will continue on, and then lastly, another creature on the left side of the wall.
Holy God. Good thing
My
we've been taking
goodness.
them out fast, otherwise this would be
For
really
real.
bad.
Overwhelmed easily.
So back to the top with Jove.
All right. I guess his head's gonna whip around, see the ones that's coming out.
Yeah, these ones are going along the ground, and this strange wings are almost grabbing part of it, moving forward, like 6 appendages touching the ground at once.
Gnarly. Well, yeah, he'll go ahead and bonus action and move that hunter's mark over to whichever one's the closest. He will use any movement if he needs to be within 30 feet to throw a javelin, and then do such thing.
Yeah, go for it.
Righties. First jab is going to be a miss with an 11.
Indeed.
Second javelin is going to be another fucking nat 20. I'm
What
not
the
even
fuck?
fucking kidding you.
What is happening? What is happening?
Oh my god. Oh, shit. And you know Akila's added that d6.
I hate this. I hate
You
this.
already know what it is.
And since this is with a javelin this time, we get a little extra sauce on it.
I have
Okay,
flying
so-
stone monks, and I'm getting fucking bodied.
You have waves of flying stone monks.
Ugh.
And I'm still getting bodied.
34.
Man, maybe we will hit level 6.
Yeah, right? We fucking showed up for this module.
We killed a fucking bullet. We're killing like 80 monks here, give or take.
Those 2 Blackstone guards.
Yetis, assassins.
Yeah, we're gonna... Oh, it's gonna be good.
Let's make it out of it alive still.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
We're fine.
for gods.
We're basically gods.
That's
I still have
50
spell slots.
fucking 2. I rolled
What?
I rolled
How?
I rolled what? 5 off of max.
Of course you did.
How do you want to do this?
Yeah,
Oh
people
my
evaporated.
Yeah, literally just gazer beam. I mean, we're talking just fucking gazer beam. Right between the eyes.
Oh,
Between the eyes.
absolutely.
Just destroy the cranium.
It slides straight out. It's like an actual. It's like the fucking air pressure guns in No Country for Old Men. Just
Oh, man.
like you lose the javelin because it's completely embedded in the stone behind it. Like you'd have to get long fingers and some like prongs to like get in there and pry this bad boy out.
And he's just going to lock eyes with the second one and kind of roll his shoulders. And I could do this all day.
Rornak.
Well,
Aquila takes the dodge action.
Yes.
hard to top that one, but I I would like to take an attack on that second one there.
Yeah, you make your way over, and as soon as that light hits you, the world stops. Rornak. Could you make me a wisdom saving throw?
No.
No. That's not great. Let's see here. Oh, that's not good. That is only a 9.
You move 10 feet down into the chamber. Rornak. My final piece. Rornak, that's the end of your turn. On a failed saving throw.
Yikes.
We move on to Freddy.
Damn it, of course it would be me next. I wanted to read something. Okay. It doesn't say it in the writing here. What is your ruling on charms over charms.
What are you attempting to do?
I'm attempting to either charm person or command.
Rornak?
One of those would be a charm. Yes.
I would say Rornak, make a saving throw
And
against
As
Freddy's
Ror-
charm.
as Rornak, I am actively trying to save on this, correct?
You're actively trying to fail. Yes, because if you succeed, you continue to walk down your path. If you fail, Freddy's effect goes off. So, I'm going to roll it this way. Rornak,
A wisdom save.
make a wisdom save.
Make a wisdom save.
Mm-hmm. Against Freddy's spell.
I will say it's charm person just before he makes a save, so we can not.
Hey,
be hoity-toity.
hey, on the one time where this is the worst thing that could happen, I rolled a crit. I rolled a nat 20 on it.
What?
Oh my god.
I
Dude,
can't believe
Are you
it.
fucking serious?
Yeah, the day that the nat 20 is not what I need. I got it. Fuck.
God. Throw your dice in some more iron.
Well, in that case,
You feel that voice echo in your mind. You feel, just for a moment, your ear kind of pulled towards Freddy, but that cuts through, and you feel yourself pulled towards that light once more.
Yikes.
Anything else from you, Freddy?
yeah, that's what I'm looking at. I'm just gonna start running towards him. I'm gonna use
Gotcha.
all my 30 feet running directly in that direction.
Yeah, no, you...
and I'm gonna call out to make sure everybody sees it.
Yes, you see Freddy calls out, and the rest of you turn, and Job, you have kind of the best view of, like, Rornak running, stopping, just going from, like, dead Rornak sprint, like, spear in hand, to about face, and then just calmly begins walking into the chamber. That is then... Well, that one's dead, because you killed it in a single turn, so, Jasper.
Is the one that Freddy and I were engaged with the one that Jove just obliterated, or is this one still alive?
That one is also obliterated.
Okay.
Exodia.
Yeah, the last there is the
Obliterate.
one on the far left wall, I believe.
Okay. In that case, I think Jasper's going to double dash to get to Rornak.
Yeah, you get right up to Rornak. You see that his whole skin looks like it's about to burst. All the muscles and the tendons are flexing all at once. You see those dark surgical-like lines across his skin, irritated, flaming red, as if they're about to re-rip and expose themselves. His whole body looks tense, even though his walk is calm.
I have no actions left, so she's just gonna be like, Rory, snap out of it, and end her turn.
It is then that one creature's on the walls who gets up behind you, Jasper, and is going to make 2 attacks. One of those is a 19, the other is an 11.
Yeah, the 19 will do it.
That's 8 points of slashing damage against your back.
Okay. Thanks to her fighting spirit, like she like senses it coming and moves a little bit out of the way to take a little bit less damage than she would have.
Nice. It is then Jove's turn.
Jove will move his 25 feet closer to the entrance. I don't believe I can actually round the corner, though. Correct?
Not with 25 feet, no. But you do have perfect sight of the one attacking Jasper.
Wondrous. Gonna move that ye old hunter's mark to that one, and go ahead and throw some more javelins.
Just go ahead and get another crit.
Yeah, let's see.
Let's fish.
Daddy needs a new pair of shoes. Let's see it. Ooh, close to greatness. So that is a 24 for the first.
That'll hit.
And a 16 for the second.
That'll also hit.
Okay, so Akila's adding that d6 of lightning.
For 100 damage.
Yeah, right.
Actually, not too far off. That is going to be for a cool 33.
Sweet Murphy.
Yes.
Yeah, you're
I'm
just
seriously
obliterating
my D6,
these.
I have not rolled a 3 or below for my attack, for my actual weapon damage, and if I have, I've re-rolled it to either get a 5 or a 6. I'm shitting you not. I
Jeez.
have rolled so fucking hot on my damage die.
Yeah, you're just pin cushioning these dudes.
I call him Nana Jove.
Rornak, what you got? Or Akila, anything from her?
She's going to keep pace with me, do the dodge action. That's our turn.
Absolutely. Rornak.
Am I making a save throw of any sort? Or?
No, not on this one. You move your movement speed. You're under
Does
the
he have to
effects
go
of...
around Jasper?
She would have been able to get to his back, but not in front of him. As Rornak, you move your full 40 feet into the chamber, leaving your allies behind. For you, it's like going into a tunnel vision. Just the green light washing over you. You feel drawn. There's this ringing in your ears. This pinging on a frequency that is deep within your core. A pinging you haven't heard since before you entered into the material plane. Something old, immaterial. It's the pinging of your sword. Your silver sword. You enter into this chamber, and from what you can see is a large, almost brain-like shard hovering in the air. 5 stones, each one 5 feet taller than the last, hovering just above the stone, levitating as if gravity had no hold upon them. You can see off in the back there's a mess of wooden gantries, ladders, scaffolding, chutes, all manner of mining equipment, and a number of miners still toiling away under the green glow. In the center of the room, just below, a body being fed molten iron. A large, stitched-together creature. Closer to 10 feet tall, its body being slowly filled, its flesh being turned to iron. The dome of this creature's head just ever so incomplete, with this floating comet just hovering above it. And atop the tallest standing stone, hovering 25 feet in the air, looking down at you, is the scaled and stone skin, bright green eyes. Your sword in hand, silver, jagged, glistening, glowing with green energy. You see Banquo. Rornak. Welcome to your final evolution. That's Rornak's turn as we drop over to Freddy.
I'm gonna use my action to dash and get in there as far as I can.
Let's see. Use your full movement speed to get down there, all the way down to the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can get like right behind Jove.
Okay.
All right, that's your full action to dash. Then it is Jasper.
Did Joe slaughter the one that was on me, or is that still there?
That one is still behind you.
Okay. Well, she's gonna make an attack on it.
Go for it.
It's a 19 to hit.
That'll hit.
No sneak attack on that one, I assume.
No, unfortunately, none of your allies are within 5 feet of it.
I did roll max though for 12 magical slashing.
Motherfucker, how do you want to do this?
Yes.
She's like, get out of my way, friends in trouble. Cut its head off.
And that's exactly just like you get to claw, you turn around and with a wicked backswing, like a pro tennis player, you just slice through. There's the sound of flesh leading shoulders and doof, doof, as you turn around and see Rornak walk into this green lit cavern. And just stop.
Yeah, she'll use her 40 feet to get up right next to him.
And as you look up, you see that same creature that you once peered inside of Rornak's mine, peering down at you. Its long, tentacled face ending in these tendrils of pure stone that still writhe and wriggle across its flesh. Its body covered in this long, kind of dark robe. Rornak, you would recognize it as a set of robes very similar to that the Gith usually wear ceremonially on their hunts, stitched together from dozens of Gith as he peers down at you. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Fuck. God dang.
Fuck.
Rornak, I have something for
Yeah.
you. Hold on.
It's a body bag. Enjoy
Yeah,
it.
literally. I can't believe I rolled a
Get the
nat
blank
20
character sheet.
when I needed to not.
I'm so angry at your dice.
Rornak, the name of your sword that you hear in your mind is called Earzarn. I-R, like apostrophe, Z-H-A-R-N. And in your home language, it means recall agony.
That's pretty metal.
So, to our viewers, next week we will either be doing a 1 o'clock game and doing it early, or we will have to take a 2-week hiatus. Our very own Jove and / Coil just graduated college, got his master's, so congratulations, buddy.
Yay, thank you.
Absolutely. So we will be celebrating on Saturday, and then on Sunday, I have a work event, and another one of our wonderful players has a family event. So if we can squeeze in an early Sunday game, we will. If not, we will just have to take the break for 2 weeks and return back on the 26th. Luckily, that is the day after Christmas, and wouldn't that be a lovely gift?
It's Boxing Day, baby.
That would be the second, actually, right? Because next week is the 19th.
Yeah,
And
why?
I'm
I don't know why
That's right.
I don't know what happened to my math on that one. Yeah, that would be the 2nd of
The
January.
second, which is luckily the day after New Year's Day.
Yeah, so
Yes.
either way, a beautiful way to
So
start the
everyone's
New Year's.
hangover will be one day gone.
Yeah.
So there's all of that good stuff coming up for our fight against Vonklo, the mind flayer deeply rooted in Rornak's
We can still
history.
talk it out.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can still
right.
talk it out.
I think like
I
listen
have
to
a
some.
high persuasion. I think we can.
I have a
find
really high
some-
persuasion and a really high
well,
performance.
I have the most history with him. Let me do this, okay? It's
Let's see if we can come to an understanding. But until that conversation, let's say goodnight to chat.
Night,
Night
Good
chat.
night,
chat.
chat.
Good night, chat. Thank you so much for being here for episode 40. We'll see you for episode 41 and part 7 of Mayhem in the Earthspur Mountains. Peace in the Middle East. Much love.